We in the building. We in the building, people.
Yeah, salute.
We in the building. We in the building, my peopleizations. What's goody? What's goody? What's goody?
What's really good?
What's goody? What's goody? What's goody?
Ooh wee.
So I'm hearing that they lying to you again, huh? They telling y'all the tank did 500K to 700K with no proof.
That's a crazy number. That's a crazy number.
With no proof of funds?
Yeah, bro. No escrow? Nah.
No proof of funds? They out here lying to you? Hey, one dude told him I was 5'7" and 290 pounds.
Oh,
what
man.
A liar.
Jesus.
He said I was 5'7", 290 pounds when he met me. What a liar.
You's a liar.
You's a lie.
You's a damn lie.
You's a lie. Let me show y'all something real quick. If you go, Claymore Rain, do me a favor, my great brother.
Sure, let's do it.
If you go to BoxRec, right?
Uh-huh.
And you Google Andy Cruz.
Andy Cruz.
Right? What's his height?
Andy Cruz is standing at 5'9".
5'9", right?
Right. He was on his knees. He must have been on his knees.
Now, I personally had on Crocs, and he had on his boxing shoes.
Right.
So how could I possibly be 5'7"?
Yeah, bro.
Right. This guy said I was 5'7", 290 pounds, and I was built like a weeble wobble. Ain't that what he said? Let me stand up for the people. Built like a weeble wobble? I don't think so. I think I'm built pretty good. Built like a weeble wobble. Now, he is built like a weeble wobble when you see him in person. And I just had to say this. I know my brother Claymore Rain said don't address it, but my wife said, just say this.
Oh, okay, okay. This is what this is about?
Yeah, the wife said, no, we're going to go right into the regular stuff.
Okay.
Boxing Guru, my brother Keon. They see me in person. Am I 5'7"? Boxing Guru is my guy. Am I 5'7" Boxing Guru? Am I 290 pounds Boxing Guru? Now, I'm just going to say this, and I'm going to leave it alone because the wife said, she said, I didn't know that these people, why do these people, I didn't even know she heard it. Look at my brother Boxing Guru. He said, no. A 5 foot, he said I was built like a weeble wobble. So, here's the thing. I'm not into men.
Yeah, there's an obsession. It's a
real. No. This is the truth.
Right.
I already told his brother, I'm not into men. BFTB said he ain't into men. And I'm going to leave it as that. Brother, I'm not into men. It's getting weird.
I'm trying to tell you. I had to say the same thing months back. Like, it's weird, the obsession. It's
right. And again, my brother Claymore Rain has seen receipts. So but Claymore, he said, bro, just leave it alone. I said, Clay is my voice of reason. He said, bro, just leave it for what? So again, I'm not going to pull up receipts and do all that because it's unnecessary. But I'm just going to say this. I'm not 5'7". I'm not 290 pounds. I'm in good shape. I go to the gym 6 days a week. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So these people have AK Crowder. My brother AK Crowder knows.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But again, this is why I tell people, just leave me alone before I pull up receipts. And you gotta go back to the hospital. Leave me alone.
Exactly. That's what it's going to be. And you're going to look like a bully. You're going to look like everybody's going to say, you should have known mental health is a big problem. Blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? They're going to try to, because that's what it's going to come down to, right? You're going to come out with a video. You're going to be crying in a bit of video. You're going to come up with a story.
And then I look like the bad guy.
Right. Why people hate him. He's going to come up with all types, start making stuff up and going on this rant. And then people, You can't win in a situation like that. You
Right.
just have to let him just be a ranting idiot. Just let him do what he does, bro. His audience likes it. They're entertained by it. He's going to keep on doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
A long time ago, I cashed out on that. You know what I'm saying? Once I realized what it was with him, he just has to talk to himself. He has to carry the energy by himself. He's not like, and I'm not trying to be mean and say you're not worth it, like you're not worth it. But honestly, the man is mentally not. He's not a stable person, bro. He's living life day to day. He's taking it day by day. You can see it. You know what I'm saying? He's getting up in the morning. He's having small victories. Get up, take my medicine, do my show, go, you know what I mean? Hang out, don't cause no problem. If I can go throughout my whole day without going into some sort of rant, now my wife ain't looking at me crazy. My mother, my father ain't looking at me crazy. That's a great day. Let's do it again tomorrow morning. He's going day by day. I can only imagine. I'm being honest with you, Blue. Like I did some research on like his brother. By the way, his brother's effing brilliant. His brother is absolutely brilliant. Like I'm not even exaggerating. I'm telling you, really brilliant. Like brilliant, right? I can only imagine the pressure. You know what I'm saying? That's there for somebody who's now on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Screaming for super chats, ranting on a YouTube channel, and you got a brother who's like going in the history books for changing things in the city he's from, and you're like this YouTube guy who's picking, you know, beef with people on YouTube, putting out links so you can embarrass them with your education, I guess, and you know, stroke your own ego by talking mess. But the reality of the situation is people like me and Blue, and there's other people out there as well, we understand, we see right through it. And that's what the issue is, isn't it? I mean, we got to be honest. The issue is we're capable of exposing him. You know what I'm saying? Right. We're capable of doing it. So he's defensive, right? He's defensive because he's exposed a part of himself, and his way of dealing with it is get in front of it and paint the narrative, steer the narrative, control where the traffic is going, control where the understanding is going. When I saw him do that rant he did for that hour and a half, to by the end of it, I saw his mother come and get him off the camera. I'll be honest with you, that's when I realized what I already kind of understood, and I wondered, but that's when I realized, we're dealing with a legitimate ward of the state. You know what I mean? Ward of his family. You know what I'm saying? I see it. Mm-hmm. You're dealing with somebody who's under close supervision, and this is the safest place to put him is inside of a room with a microphone in front of a camera. He can make some money, keep himself entertained, but this man's not supposed to be out in the public, right? He's legitimately not there. And I don't care. He'll see this. He can say whatever he wants to say, but I'm telling the truth. If you guys want to believe I'm not telling the truth, if you want to believe I'm just hating, that's cool too. What the hell do I care? I don't give a shit, right? But I'm telling you the truth. Look in my eyes. I have nothing to lie about. The man is not right. So what I'm going to argue about? What am I going to sit there and pop up on his channel, hit the link? Hey, you talk. What win is in there for me? It's a lose-lose situation. So just let him have it. Let him have his platform. Let him have his moments. Let him have his hour and a half to 2 hours a day talking whatever he's talking. Whenever he mentions me, I'll take it as free publicity, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's letting people know me, a guy with like 2,000 subscribers, just trying to grow my channel. And he's found me to be a threat ever since I was under 300 subscribers. He was attacking me. He's been attacking me, right? So that lets you know, for me, that lets me know I'm doing the right thing. But I'm not going to sit there going back and forth with no mentally ill person.
And that's what I said, right? You know, only reason I even said anything tonight, because you said just leave it as is. And my wife said, listen, just say, my wife said, just say this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know something?
Yeah.
But the bottom line is, people, I'm not in the man.
Yeah. Yeah. He's obsessed. It's sad because he chooses war over peace. Because that's what it is, Blue. He chooses this, right? Like, it doesn't have to be that way. To this day, I'll tell you guys, and I have no problem telling you, when I first knew who he was, I'm like, yo, this is an intelligent dude. You know what I'm saying? He's doing his thing. And I came up like hitting the link on like the most respectable way I could. Like super chats, always try to respect. But when somebody just focused on finding, I didn't know that this man was a paranoid dude who was getting attacked, who felt like he was getting attacked from multiple different directions. And I didn't realize that he was looking at me that way. And it just came to a point to where we came to understand, like, okay, so you're just no matter what we say, I'm an enemy. And I used to try to bring it down to a small space. I'm like, oh, is it because I'm supporting fighters he doesn't support? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, is it about this? Then I realized, no, bro, it's intimidation. It's insecurity, intimidation. There's absolutely no reason to say somebody's name as much as he does, attack and do all those things like he does. Always be on the defensive, always want to argue, always want to attack the way he does without it being a straight up obsession. Mm-hmm. It is what it is. It is what it is. Is it homosexual in nature? Probably, to a degree, right? But he's probably not admitting that. He's probably saying, you know, I just don't like him. You know, you could just you could dismiss things. I just don't like him. But it is in nature, it's weird. It's kind of homosexual in nature because we're men, and you should be able to agree to disagree and move on and do your own thing. But when you can tell that you're on somebody's mind and you're living in their head rent free, even when you're not thinking about them, but they find a moment to go ahead and say really insulting things, but they live in a glass house.
Yeah, right? It's just weird, right? I'm listening to somebody else that sent me something, and I just opened it, going to the gym. I put the phone there. I opened up the voice thing, and me and my wife sitting there. I'm making my food, getting ready to go to the gym, and that's how we heard it. Mm-hmm. And he's talking about, oh, blue blood is ugly. He's 5'7", 290 pounds. Bro, what are you talking about? So, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to say that, you know what I mean? But and then just things like it just
like look at this dude, Big C3 Gemini. Say I'm a clout chaser. I also have realized being in this space that we're dealing with lab monkeys, right? Like, you guys have no mind of your own. You live outside, right? You're not somebody who lives inside of a glass bubble. So you've never heard me mention this man's name. You never heard me make any content surrounding this man. How am I a clout chaser, right? But you'll say that, right? Because ultimately you've drank the Kool-Aid, right? You sat there and you drank the Kool-Aid, and the picture that's been painted is I'm out here chasing clout, right? Right? Let me tell you, a year and a half that I've been on here, in this YouTube streets, I'm not impressed with you niggas. I really, and look, I'm genuinely saying, I've gotten to a point where the skin has gotten thick, right? Where I understand we're dealing with, they say, Blue, they say there's 95, what is it? 95, 3 to 4%, and then the 1%ers, right? And you say the 1%ers are the ones who are above everything. The 3%ers understand, the 3 to 5%ers understand how to control the 95%ers and capitalize on it. And then you got the 95%, right? The numbers don't lie, right? You guys are not the sharpest pencils in the pack. I know that. I'm here to talk about boxing and chill and do my thing, right? I'm not really tripping like that, but I come to realize that I probably gave a lot of my people way more credit than they deserve, right? And there's a disappointment. There's a disappointment that mixes in with that when we're communicating, we're talking on these chats, and we're speaking, and you're just being disappointed every day just by the lack of intelligence and the sheep mentality that people have, and you just get to a point where you're always disappointed every day. But how do you deal with it? The way you deal with it is you acknowledge the people you're speaking to, and I forgive you before you even open up your mouth, right? Because I understand you just don't know no better, right? You just don't. You're just like waiting on a television commercial to tell you what to do, or you're waiting on some show. You're waiting on instruction. You know what I mean? You're waiting on something to give you direction. You have no real mind of your own. So you go up on these shows like with old boy, and you listen to him like a little child. You know what I'm saying? Inside of a kindergarten class. And what should I think? Oh yeah, it don't matter if it's true or it's not true. This man says that we lie and we push all these things, brother. What happened to the $5 billion for the PBC? What happened to the $500 million for Gervonta Tank Davis? What about the 12 pounds of gold you were going to buy for $1,000? Nobody ever calls this man out on the nonsense he says, right? He's the truth sayer, right? You guys sit there and you back up all this nonsense, and you come here and you do the echo chamber thing. You come over here and you do the echo chamber thing and you attack. Nah, I'm a clout chaser. Blue is a liar. Really? Well, are you looking for lies? Because are you calling out all the lies? Are you calling out all the lies? Because if Blue's a liar and I'm a clout chaser, what's your leader doing? Have you ever called him out? Where is the $5 billion? Where is the $500 million?
Right.
Where is it?
Right.
Where is it? Where is the federal investigation on Terrence Crawford and Victor Conti and all that? Where is it?
Right.
Where is it? That's not a lie, right? No, I know what that is. That's speculation, right? It is what it is. But trust me when I tell you, you guys, I'd say do better, but we know that this goes off your back like water off a duck's back. We understand that you've learned how to just go ahead and be like, F what he's saying. Back to my regular scheduled dumb program. But you don't impress me.
Yeah.
You don't.
Salute to my brother Ryan G in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on it. Much love, Ryan G. Big C3 Gemini, right? You said blue stay lying. Now, watch this now. See, this is the difference. This is what separates men from boys and boys that rode the small bus. So, Big C, you said blue stays lying. I'm going to put it up. Where you go? He says, because blue stays lying but never corrects his lies. Clay sounds like a cloud chaser. Okay. Don't time him out. Don't block him. We're going to put the link for you to come on here and tell us what Clay is clout chasing about and what I lied about. If I stay lying, it should be 1,000 lies you should be able to come up with. And let's put $500 on these lies that you said. Deal, Big C, 3 Gemini, and turn your camera on. This is the difference. Since I'm lying, I sit here every day. I'm lying. Clay is clout chasing. Let's see you come here and click the link, right? Come up here, turn your camera on. This link is only for Big C. Nobody else. You click that link, Big C. I got $500 right now. Matter of fact, I got $1,000. I'm putting up $500 for me and $500 for Clay. I got $1,000 for you to come up here and tell me what Clay clout chased about and what I lied about. All you got to do is give me 3 things. I send you $1,000 right now. So click the link, Big C. Big dog, click the link. Stand on your square.
Taking advantage of a bunch of stupid people, bro. A bunch of dumb people who don't have no mind to think for themselves, and they sit out here and they
Carl Brown, I'm not bringing you on, bro. Not bringing you on. I'm not bringing you on, Carl Brown.
You know what I mean?
You might as well go ahead and click it back off, bro.
Yeah, it's diabolical, but you get to a point where I ain't gonna lie, 1.5 years of being on this YouTube space, this was a whole new experience for me, man. Just dealing with my people the way I deal with you guys, and I'm just like, damn, bro, we in a fallen state, bro. Like, people can't. We talking about boxing, right? We talking about obviously opinions. There's some speculation, but at the end of the day, it's pretty black and white, right? Like, people, if we say that Gervonta Tank Davis hasn't fought his contemporaries, that's pretty much what it is, right? Like, that shouldn't be an issue. If we say, I hold Bill Haney and Devin Haney, I'm like, man, Devin went in there with the wrong game plan. Bill got in his head talking about throwing a brick hand. That was not the right game plan. You know, he got himself hit with the left hook. He need to put his hands up. But I can also say on the other side that Ryan Garcia used performance enhancement drugs, was found in his system, and that helps, right? Because the whole word tells you what it's there to do. It's performance enhancement drugs, right? So we can say it all, but we're in a space where people want to make the weirdest arguments, and then when you have to be on the side of reason, you got to be on the side of reason in the argument. Now you're a clout chaser. Now you're lying. Now you're biased. Now you're you're all these words under the sun.
Right, exactly.
It's ridiculous because from my seat where I'm sitting at, there's no argument in these arguments. It's just like, yeah, you're right, but I still think he's good. That's what I should be hearing. Yeah, he hasn't fought the contemporaries, man, but I still think he could beat all those guys. I just want to see him fight those guys. We're right on the same page. We should be able to move forward and continue to talk boxing. But no, we got to sit here and deal with these whack attacks and people making up stuff. And what's wrong?
Just making up stuff. They'll tell you I'm lying about something and have zero proof of it.
Right. But the thing is, they don't never come back. Right. When it's proven true, they don't ever come back and be like, yo, Blue, we was wilding, bro. We thought you was, man, looks like you right, man. Looks like it's going right. They won't do that. You know what I'm saying? They won't sit there and acknowledge that, you know what, Blue was right about Calvin not being in the training camp.
Right.
Blue was right about him working with
No, you know what they told me yesterday? He was getting married.
Okay, fine. Was he in the camp? I don't understand, right? Like, so fine. He wasn't in the camp because he was getting married. Fine. That's what. Was he in the camp or was he not? Because y'all was saying Blue was lying the whole time, right? That is nonsense because Tank came out and said that that's his daddy and you know what I'm saying, he's always going to be there. That Blue was lying, right? You guys, I've seen many a times doing this show with Blue, many of things that you guys have called him out on lying, and then later on it comes out that's true. I never see you guys back in the chat.
Never.
I never see you guys back in the chat saying, you know what, that was true.
The Butcher said 200K pay-per-views is not true. First of all, I never said it was true or not true, but the Butcher, I'm going to ask you, show us the proof that 200K pay-per-views is not true or true.
And what's the number? If it's not 200, what's the number? What's the number, the Butcher? The Butcher, what's the actual correct number?
And the Butcher, one at a time. Let's just one at a time. Click the link, the Butcher.
Detroit own. Where'd you get that number from? They did 500,000 plus. Where'd that number come from?
Right. Detroit own. Click the link.
Yeah, where did we get that number from?
The Butcher. Click the link and tell us where you got the number and show us the proof. And Detroit's own. Do the same thing.
Yeah,
click the link and show us where you got the proof at. Show us.
No number came out.
No number came out. But so then how, if no number came out, Clay, if no number came out, how did you just say 200K is not real?
Right. I watched a content creator's video today who said 500. This is what I'm talking about, Blue. This is where the frustration of my people, bro. My people, bro. Detroit, do you feel it yet? Detroit's own, do you feel it yet? I don't need to go there, right? I don't need to tell you. I don't need to talk about what you just said, right? I'm not going to even do it, bro, because I don't want to do it like that and make it look like I'm clout chasing, but you just wrote it, right? So you can read it. What does that look like to you? Remove yourself from the situation and don't take it too personal and read it back to yourself. Read it back to yourself what you just said there. And what do we say to that? Right. How do we respond to that?
C. Brooks, click the link.
You didn't even say, like, you went right. And that's what I'm talking about, right? You guys are so lost. You just keeping 100. You just keeping 100. And I respect you for that, for saying that the reason you walking around here thinking that the pay-per-view did 150,000 pay-per-view sales is because a content creator on YouTube told you that. You keeping it 100. I can't be mad at you, bro.
Look at the Butcher, Clay. How can 200K be real if no number came out? How would you know it's not real, you moron?
Clay Cloud
If no number came out, then how would you know it's not real?
Bro, it's oh man, bro. I promise you, I'm not trying to,
you can't make this up, Clay.
I don't know what to say, bro. It is what it is, right? Like, my people, bro. Love you guys, man. Love you guys, man.
I'm wondering, how come y'all not clicking the link?
The Butcher, I know it's not real because you showed no proof. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, Blue. I guess you put a video saying it was 200,000, maybe. I don't know.
First of all, you not so smart guy. If you watch this is how you know, Clay, they rode the extra small bus, the coupes of small buses. I said in the video I did that this report is saying 200,000 pay-per-view, less than 200,000. I said, you not so smart guy, use your brain. I said, I contacted people and everybody I contacted said they did not have a number. So I don't know the number. I said, this is what's being reported. But then I said, I guarantee you that this number that's being reported, that I'm reporting on, that the number that they said, suddenly tomorrow, everybody's going to have the numbers. And right on cue, as soon as I drop the video, you got Rat Face out there talking about I'm lying. Then you got this dude telling y'all that it did 500,000 to 700,000. Then you got another website that said 325 to 350,000. Which one is it? I see Detroit's own Chris Brooks. Y'all refuse to hit the link, huh? My brother Keon said, I watched the video. He said, I watched the video, and that's exactly what you said. Thank you, Key. I never said this is what it did or didn't do. I said, and I put up the article. It just goes to show how very not smart these people are. The knee pad boys. I put up the article. You said I didn't show no proof. I put the article up that said this is what it did and didn't do. And then you picking and choosing what number you want to go with. Because then there's another article that says I'm going to show you the articles, Clay. 3 different articles have 3 different numbers. Yet, I said to y'all, why isn't Leonard Ellerbe telling you?
Exactly.
Why isn't PBC telling you?
Why isn't Amazon telling you?
Why isn't Amazon telling you? Why aren't they telling you? Why can't you go to Amazon and get the numbers? Why didn't Tank post it?
Why didn't anybody else post it? Why
Hey, bro,
you
sound silly. Please stop repeating the same thing. Bill Haney can tell you. I went to dinner. Bill got in the car with me. Not so smart guy. You don't even know what you're talking about. You're just regurgitating things somebody else told you. I and my brothers was going to dinner. Bill said, Blue, what you getting ready to do tonight? I said, I'm getting ready to go to dinner. Bill said, oh, you know what? I'm hungry. The wife is hungry. Can we ride with you? I said, for sure, my brother. You already know. We left Devin. I drove. Bill got in the car with me. And I drove to the restaurant. Me and my brothers was already going to the restaurant. Ask your boy Boxing Ego. He was there. As a matter of fact, your boy Boxing Ego was riding with me. He was there. Since you talking about, oh, you was Bill Haney, and Bill Haney, my brother. You see, you dudes be talking, running your mouth, and don't even know what you're talking about.
I forgot you can't. Ooh, sharp. Sharp as attack you are, bro. It is what it is. Who cares at the end of the day? I mean, I genuinely don't care, but
no, this is what happened. Big C. See, you don't know what you're talking about. Mind your business. Stay out of grown folks' business. See, this is what happened. When we went to dinner, right? I took Bill and the family got in the car with me. His wife, his children, they got in the car with me, right? Little Bill, they got in the car with me. Not so smart guy. When we got to dinner and we ate dinner, after we ate dinner, not so smart guy, we was all going to pay. Ask your boy Ego. He was there. And so when we went to pay, Bill said, you know what? It's on me. I got it. It's on me. I appreciate y'all coming out. Weirdo. Know what you're talking about before you talk.
It is what it is. I would ask why you guys are even on the show, but I think it's probably the troll. It is what it is. But yeah, like I said, it's not that I care, but I like to highlight the stupidity sometimes, just to show you guys why you're not impressive, why we don't, you know what I mean, why you don't count, why you don't matter. And also, I'll go even deeper with it. This is why our community isn't taken into consideration when these big plans are made for these companies to merge and the fights get put out. And that's why, just like I was going to say something, get political, but they don't have to do nothing for you. You're just trained to be loyal to the soil, whether they're effing you over, whether they're not doing what they're supposed to do. You guys are never on the side of the conversation asking for what you want. You're there defending what you get. And it bleeds into everything you do. Your mentality bleeds into everything you do in life. You're sheep, right? So talking these facts that multiple pundits in the space talk about on bigger platforms, right? Big respected platforms, the same things that they're saying, right? But you are really mad at us because you feel like as Black people, we're supposed to be on one side of the conversation. You feel like we should be on the side of the conversation of the real nigga, right? That's what it's all about, right? Tank is a real nigga, right? So we're supposed to be on that side of the conversation. So it's not about us sharing our perspective or talking about boxing. It's about, are we on code or not, right? Your conditioning has you trained to keep all the people around you on code, even if it's criminal activity, it don't matter what it is, right? We're going to be on code. And if we're not going to be on code, we're going to have people who's going to show up in the chat to let us know that we're not on code. And they're going to attack us relentlessly and say things. And we either are going to participate in the conversation and get in arguments with you guys, or we're going to realize that you guys are pea brains, right? And we're just going to talk this boxing anyway and let you guys feel the way you're feeling. It is what it is, right? Because you don't have credibility in the space. Your opinion doesn't matter because we know that you don't have an opinion, that you just have an ear hole. What they say, you're available to be used by the devil, right? You're just there as a body, right? But you're there to be used. Somebody can put a battery in your back and you'll come out and you'll go to every single platform reiterating nonsense, echo chambering nonsense, attacking people over some boxing conversation, right? And you want to make it deeper than that when we all know it's not deeper than that. It's just boxing talk, right? But you guys take it to a whole nother space because you're really upset and emotionally disturbed because you feel like we're not standing on code. So I guess I'm a clout chaser and all that stuff. I don't care, bro.
Right.
What am I supposed to say to that?
Now, country, salute to Country Q. The Butcher and the other dude that was in here, if y'all don't click the link in the next 3 minutes, I'm blocking you. Because you just here to cause a distraction. If you don't stand on business, you said that I'm a liar. You called me a liar. You listened to your man say that I was a liar. So if you don't click the link in the next 3 minutes, then I'm blocking you and you up out of here. And I know that's what you're looking for anyway, because you're a coward. You want the coward way out anyway. Coward. Click the link and come tell us what the numbers was. You said why I didn't report on the record gate. Okay, come tell me what the gate was. You dudes talking about and Bill, and shouts out to Bill Haney, because that's grown man business. He stood on his square and did grown man business. Yeah, and Bill took the tab. Shout out to Bill Haney for being a grown man. You couldn't even come close to paying that tab. That tab was more than 2 months worth of your salary. Now click the link and come up here and tell us what we lied about and clout chased about. If you can't, you up out of here. But we already know, right, Clay? They're going to take the cow way out anyway. Oh, see, he blocked me. Salute to Sage of 12, brother, in the super chat, dropping that Cinco. Oh, this in the super chat. He said, haters going to hate. We all know the truth. Tank is average. It's ugly work. Jerron Purtle, my brother in the super chat, dropping that. Every time these trolls say something dumb, I'm going to donate to the channel. Then again, I might go broke in 5 minutes. These dudes aren't pocket watching. They are dinner watching. LOL. It's nasty work. Yeah. It's sad. You see, they'll comment in the comment section, right? But when you tell them to come stand on business, Top Baby, peace, bless, Queen, then they sit there, Nick J, making 50% of the queens of the ring. The chocolate drop is in the building. Peace, bless, Jay Lynn, Tiana Scott, peace and blessings to Queens. They in the building. Fame, brother in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on his super chat. We should believe 500K because it uplifts the sport of boxing. 100. Right, that's what they said. He says, and this is coming from brothers that stay tearing other brothers down, calling other black men mental. I'm supposed to sit here and let somebody insult me and talk crazy about me, and it's not tearing everybody down. It's telling the truth. Now, goodbye. Get up out of here, bro.
Yeah, but didn't I tell you? You can't win. You know what I'm saying? He can attack you as much as he wants, but as soon as you speak to the reality, these brothers talking about, man, you know what I mean? You can't win, bro.
Yeah, they ride the extra small bus.
Yeah, you can't win.
Goodbye, bro.
You can't win. He sits there and said they never, you know, say nothing back in over there and be like, yo, why you keep mentioning them dude's name? Why you hating like that? Why you doing this? Why you doing that? No, it's ha ha ha. Keep talking, you cooking. Then as soon as it goes on the other foot and you defend yourself,
right.
now you know what I mean.
Right.
Now you're
he's supposed to be able to disrespect me, and my wife could hear it.
Right. Yeah, me too. My family, my son, you know what I mean. My family can hear it.
My wife said, he don't got kids. That's what my wife said to me.
Yeah, because it don't make no sense, right? Like a grown man would know, like, you know, as a grown man, I'm a husband, I'm a father. I don't agree with these dudes. I don't like what they doing, but I'm not going to disrespect these dudes because I live by the golden rule and I'm an example to somebody looking at me for an example of how to live life, right? But let's be honest, right? You're kind of like, the excuse is already in there for you, right? Nobody's looking to you as an example, right? Let's be honest. Like, you know, nobody's crazy enough to do that, right? Everybody kind of understands there's a reason for that. And we love him no matter what, which is great. That's what family's supposed to do, right? But you don't got no pressure on you. I got to think. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about how my son looking at me, my wife. I'm thinking about people who looking. I'm thinking about that because I'm outside. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to participate and get into certain, you know, go certain places. That's why I immediately just separated myself from that once that thing got toxic, right? Once it got toxic, I immediately separated. But that was an issue, wasn't it? That I separated myself. But we can tell by the way people carry themselves on a day-to-day how people are and how they think. You're grown, but you're so immature in your own way. You're so petty and immature in your own way. It takes shots at your character as far as being a man that you can't, that you're still sitting there in your grown age calling people fat, ugly, still using those terminologies to talk about people who don't talk about you, right? That's like schoolyard bullish, right? Like we all know that, but you're not, your fan base is not going to hold you accountable to that. They like it. So you'll sit there and be like, man, he's just fat and he's 5'7" and oh, looking funny looking guy. Ha, 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 ha. Like, come on. Right? I'm
supposed to just, it's okay to disrespect me. I don't even mention this dude.
You're big goofy, bro.
But it's ironic. Salute the Bam Bam brother in the super chat. Much love, family. But it's ironic, right, Clay? They'll come here and say, man, you're supposed to be talking about boxing.
It is what it is, man.
Happy Valley Farm, my brother in the super chat, dropping that Cinco. He said, your right to an opinion does not make your opinion valid. Most of us are here to hear people with valid boxing info. Salute, Blue Blood and Clay. Salute to you, King.
Salute, family.
See, that's the thing. You know what I'm saying? Me and Clay sitting here, and we talking. No, I ain't never. These people are talking about Blue Blood is lying. I ain't talking about them. I'm not mentioning. I'm talking about boxing. They talking about Blue Blood is lying. They mentioning me and my brand. They trying to water down my brand. I ain't mention these dudes. Tell them to just show you receipts that I'm lying and show the proof what the numbers actually are. Why they got to mention me? I'm not mentioning nobody. I'm talking about boxing. I'm talking about the fighters. I'm talking about the sport. These dudes constantly mentioning my name. I'm not mentioning their name. They're using my name for clout. I built mine from the mud. I didn't have to use nobody else's name for clout and to get views. I don't mention nobody. I show everybody love. Every day I wake up, I got in my inbox, this guy said this about you. That I ain't say nothing about nobody. I don't mention nobody but the fighters.
But disrespecting boxers that never disrespect you is cool. What's disrespect? Why is it disrespect to just speak the truth and opinion on somebody, on the way somebody's handling their career? Are we talking about these people? Are we disrespecting these people on a personal level? Are we talking about their families? Are we talking about, you know, their personal character? Or are we just talking about boxing and about them being boxers? Or didn't they come into the game to be to be spoke on? What do you mean we disrespect them, guys who never disrespect us? They probably don't even know we exist. Or maybe they do, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, where's the disrespect?
Right.
I don't understand what y'all talking about.
We talking about the fight game, the boxing game. No, y'all emotionally driven because you emotionally attached to somebody that don't even know you exist. See, Tank Davis knows I exist very well. And the people around him know I exist very well. He don't know you. As a matter of fact, he told you if you see him out in public, don't even address him. Don't come near him. Don't say nothing. Don't ask for a picture. That's what he told you. I'm talking about the sport of boxing. The best fighting the best. These dudes keep mentioning my name.
Yeah.
Tank don't even know you exist. If you transition today, he won't know and don't care. But you got your pom-poms out, high-fiving and chest bumping. Going over these dudes because they can't build stuff on their own. They got to use my name. Or Showbiz name. Or Claymore name. Or the LDBC name. Or this person name.
Yeah. It's sad that it got to be like that.
Yeah. It's nasty work. I ain't mentioned none of these dudes. I didn't mention a single person. I talked about the article that came out, and I talked about the numbers and the fight. That's it. Immediately, these knee pad hugging fake content creators came on here talking about, oh, Blue Blood lied about this, but can't show you a single lie. Better yet, like Clay said, show the proof that it didn't do the numbers that I never said it did or didn't. But show us the proof of what it actually did. Show us the receipts, and I'll gladly stand corrected. Tell any one of them to show you receipts of the actual numbers the fight did. Tell us to show the money that Tank made.
Mm-hmm.
Ha! He don't even talk to them.
Yeah, man.
Salute to C. Brooks, brother, in the super chat, dropping that Cinco. Ortiz in the super chat. Much love, brother. Jerron Purtle, my brother, back in the super chat, dropping another dub on it in the super chat. He said another dub for the trolls. Salute. See, people just play. They just be happy for somebody to say Blue Blood is lying. So they just take it and run with it. No. How about asking them to show you where? Don't tell, oh, Blue Blood said this. No, never mind what Blue Blood said. Get your own connections, your own receipts, and show us the actual numbers. Show us the actual gate. Show us the actual pay-per-view number. Show us Tank Davis' actual purse. Show us Lamont Roach actual purse. But no, y'all just be happy to say, oh, he said Blue Blood, because I'll tell you the truth. That's why. Debunk it. Go show me a receipt from Amazon.
1 second, Blue. I'll be right.
Go ahead, bro. Salute to Sage of 12, brother, in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on us in the super chat. He said, you both looking good, brother. Salute. Appreciate you, Sage. E Nice, my brother, in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on us in the super chat. He said Tank is a superstar. He had another record-breaking gate. Why are we only talking about pay-per-view buys? He sold over 7 million tickets. Tank comes from nothing, man, and made a way for his family. I applaud that. E Nice. He hold the gate record for 5 million. Now you saying he did a $7 million gate. Where's that number at? E Nice. Please tell us. And you talking about he came from nothing. Who cares? They all came from nothing. What are you talking about? I applaud that brother. He came from nothing. So did Bill Haney. So did Shakur and his family. So did Terrence Crawford. So did Deontay Wilder. What do you mean boxing is a poor man's sport? So did Floyd Mayweather. So did Oscar De La Hoya. So did Canelo Alvarez. So what are you talking about? Look at this dude. Taipulo said, you said it didn't sell. Show us the proof. I did show you the proof, not so smart guy. Pay attention, it's free. I showed you the proof on Ticketmaster and on what's the other one? I showed you on Ticketmaster the day before the fight. Not so smart guy. He said, you know them boys ain't built like Tank. What? Man, get out of here, bro. You dudes is ignorant. Goodbye. You know them dudes ain't built like Tank. What are you talking about? Bro, black people are a disgrace, bro. It disappoints me. It's an embarrassment. You just sound silly. Oh, you know them dudes ain't built like that. Built like what? Floyd Mayweather came from the mud and made 10. Not so smart guy. You dudes just be saying anything. Floyd Mayweather came from the mud and he made 10. And you talking about they ain't built like that. Deontay Wilder came from nothing and made sure when his daughter got sick, he found the sport of boxing and paid for everything for her. You talking about he ain't built like that. What are you talking about? Bro. Salute to my brother. Dog fight in the building in the super chat. He said, salute, great brothers. Keep up the great work. These dudes are hating. They're not even hating, bro. They're just ignorant. They just flat out ignorant. The Bingo Vanilla, my brother in the super chat, he said, who y'all got? Keith Thurman, Jarvis. They fight in the AM. Hey, bro. Jarvis got knocked out by Paro in what, round 1 or something like that? Right. Keith Thurman ain't fighting 3 years. He had 3 fights in 8 years.
It can go either way. I
don't even know, bro. It's 9 a.m., not even televised. Hey Clay, it's what's, I just forgot the word. Oh, it's Clay, it's on oh man, now I'm brain farting. Remember back in the days, we used to have to watch it. It's on tape delay.
That's what it is?
Yeah. It's on tape delay, Clay.
Doing what he got to do, man. I ain't even mad at him.
For sure, he's showing nephew. He cracking up. He said, Clay said it could go either way.
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
Either way, man. Both those guys, like Blue said, you got one guy who hasn't fought in years. You got
3
another
years.
guy who got knocked out by a 140-pounder. And shout out to my guy, Ant McQueen, who highlighted something that I even taken into consideration. When you look at his box rec, this guy started his career like 117. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He started off at 117. Now he's all the way up to 154. You just don't know what to expect from him. But he has a decent record. Like I think he's like 22 wins, 20 knockouts. 1 loss by knockout by Leon Paro.
Yeah, so, he got power.
Yeah. Thank you, Alan for sure, man. Well, that's that Ramadan, you know what I'm saying? That's how I get every year around Ramadan. I start cutting weight. Hopefully I can keep it off this year.
How much you lost?
I don't know. I haven't been paying attention. Probably about a solid 10 at this point. Probably like a solid 10, 15.
That's a good look, bro.
Yeah, I wanna keep it going. So that's why I'm hoping this Ramadan, inshallah. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Keep it going.
But yeah, Clay, man. So what do you think that just your what do you think from the way the fight felt? What's more reasonable?
As far as pay-per-views?
Yeah.
Listen, man, I'm going to acknowledge, shout out to the people who are saying about the gates. I believe the gates are going to, it's not far-fetched that the gates could break records, because seeing something, you know, being inside of the building when Tank is fighting and that energy, I'm sure a lot of people would like to go see that. That doesn't shock me at all that place sold out. But as far as the pay-per-view numbers is concerned, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, man. I just think people steal a lot. And I don't think it has anything to do with personal. Like nobody's doing it personally to say, you know what, I'm not paying for this because this guy's this or that. People are just trying to save money today, bro. Eggs is $8 a carton, bro. For a dozen eggs, it's $8 a carton, right? Prices are up, people are struggling, and people are just gonna take savings wherever they can get it. And a lot of these fans out here who talk all that crap ain't paying for the fights. You know what I mean? You guys aren't paying for the fights, right? You're sitting there, you're stealing the fight, and you're doing what you do because you come from that mindset from why pay for something when I can get it for free. So with a fight with Tank Davis and Lamont Roach being somewhere between 500,000 to 700,000 pay-per-view buys, for me personally, it's hard to believe, right? Because I understand there's a support out there for Tank. Without a doubt, he has a viral fan base that is just toxic in many ways, but more importantly, supportive of Tank. But how many of you guys are really sitting out here spending $85 to see him fight Lamont Roach when you could go to some streaming site and see for free? You got some people who are going to support it, but 500 to 700,000, I don't know. For me, if I don't hear it from the actual PBC or Amazon Prime, you know what I mean? If I don't hear numbers come out from these people, I can't go on the numbers that YouTube channels are saying or whatever narratives are getting pushed out there, because I know how the game goes. I know it starts off like the telephone game, right? Somebody says something to somebody else, somebody says something to somebody else, and by the time it gets to you, it's 750,000 pay-per-view buys. I have a hard time making that make sense, that it's sold 500 700,000. I'm being honest with you. I just have a hard time seeing that. The marketing wasn't good on this fight. It wasn't constantly running commercials. The anticipation wasn't there. For the first time in a long time, the boxing space pushed back like crazy on this Tank fight. The whole boxing space, even people who historically have supported Tank, pushed back on this fight. You had people openly singing, shout out to Two-Tone, Fire Stick Boys outside. People were just openly speaking about this fight not being worth the money. That was the big thing about this fight not being worth the money. So for me to sit here and say, yo, 500 to 700,000 people chose to buy rather than stream it for free, I paid for it, right? Unlike a lot of you fanatics out here, right?
And Clay, let me say this just to interrupt you for a second, real quick, right? Clay, that means this would be the second biggest pay-per-view in his career.
Right. This is what it would be if it was 500 to 700,000.
Right. The second biggest pay-per-view of his career.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to believe, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, I see somebody here saying diehard fans don't support. Listen, bro. I can't, you know, if you feel like that's what it did, then you can believe that. That's okay. I don't know that it did that. I'll be honest with you. I don't believe it. I'd have to see some numbers from somebody reputable who does business inside the PBC, who would have access to information like that and just let it be known what it is. Me personally, I think it was probably closer to the 200,000 mark that you know your sources were saying. I think more than likely it was probably closer to that number, 200,000.
And let me say this about the gate, because I continue people, it just people just don't listen, they don't pay attention, they don't read. It's just a bunch of ignorance. Oh, Blue, you said the fight didn't sell. I said these people told you it was sold out the moment that the fight was announced. I says it's not sold out the moment that the fight was announced. You can see all these tickets available. So they lied to you again, telling you that the moment that the fight was announced, the tickets sold out. When you can buy tickets, I never said that the tickets, I said in the video I did, if you pay attention, it's free. I said it'll probably sell out as it gets close to the fight. But as it pertains right now, the people are not interested in this fight like they would lead you to believe. So therefore, the night of the fight, there were still tickets available. How many people came here the night of the fight, Clay, and told us they just bought tickets, they could walk up and buy tickets right now?
A lot.
A lot of people. It was still available the night of the fight. Period.
Alan Land, you just exaggerating, bro. Did I say there's no way it could sell 700,000? No. But I'm giving my true personal opinion on it. I don't think that it sells that much. I just don't. I think that there's just too many avenues to steal pay-per-views. That's what I believe. Why would somebody pay for something they can get for free?
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm just being honest with you. It was $85. After taxes and service fees, like $85. I don't even know. I didn't look on my credit card statement, see how much I paid for. I just hit buy, but it's somewhere around there. I don't think it did. I'll be real with you guys. I don't think it did. I don't know what you want me to say. I don't think it sold 500, 700,000 pay-per-views, bro. I don't believe it did. Honestly, I'm not hating. I just don't believe it did, bro. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know why it's so important that I believe it. Why are you believing it? I don't understand. Why were you believing it?
Because they want to.
Show us the proof. Simple. Hazy, bro. No, show me the proof that it sold 700,000. Show me the proof, Hazy. You can't, can you? Yeah, bro. Go back to smoking that blunt and relaxing, bro, and enjoy the show, bro. Right? Let's be honest, right? Go back to doing whatever you're doing. Don't try to turn it into it's on me to prove that it sold whatever. It's not on me. I was asked about my opinion, but since you wanted to be facts, what's the facts, Hazy, Hugh? What was the numbers? And put the link in there and let us know what your resources was. Oh, not me, Hazy? Okay, cool. No doubt. No doubt, family. I got the runny nose. Oh, I did. Sorry, Hazy. I apologize, bro. These fans put you on defense, bro. They make you a little paranoid out here. You know, you might have caught us straight. I apologize. 100% apologize, bro. No doubt, Hazy. My bad, bro. My bad.
So, Clay, do me a favor, Clay, because I can't seem to find it. But everybody's saying that it broke the gate for the Barclays Center. I'm on the Barclays website. Where does it say this?
I mean, it could have, right? Like
it definitely could have.
Because a lot of people, like I said, Hank performing inside the building, I could see a lot of people buying tickets. You can't steal that, right? You can't steal that experience. That's my whole point. You can't steal that experience. You have to be in the building to be in the building. But as far as sitting in your house and watching it, you don't have to pay for it. And a lot of people out here, come on, bro. It's just the truth, man. It's the mentality of the hood, man.
Right.
The hood don't have that honor, integrity to say that, you know, I'm paying for something just because that's the right thing to do. That's not what it is.
Can somebody send me the information on this?
You know what I mean?
And send me the top 10 Barclays Center the proof, the receipts for this. Where is it? Oh, and I'm not saying, again, like Clay said, I'm not saying it possibly have. Where's the proof?
Yeah. I mean, that's what the people said, right? They said that it broke records. I think the Barclay might have said something, or if not the Barclay, was it? I think they might have said it in the commentators might have said it during the fight that it broke records. Maybe, I don't know.
I'm looking for it because I want to see the numbers.
But I'm sure it did well. I saw it did well. I'm not blind. I saw it did well. There was a lot of people in the building. I saw it.
Yeah, but again, We got to understand, right, Clay? There's resale tickets. There's a lot of things that go on where the arena could be packed. But I want to see the proof, the statistics, the numbers. Right. I know it was 5 million on Rolly Romero.
Yeah, right, bro. It's on the IG. I know you see the chat, Clay. What I miss?
Okay, Fame, send it to me because I'm on the Barclays website as well.
Okay, I see it. Damn, Fame. He said, "I know you see it."
but Fame, can't you just Google it? Why can't I Google it?
Highest attended and second highest grossing event in Barclays Center history. Tank versus Roach. Oh, I mean, this is a flyer though. So why is this? I mean, I'm not. Listen, I've got no problem it being that. So I'm not here to argue whether it's that or not. I'm being honest.
I don't want to hear the ramification. Don't tell me what the announcer said. Show me the receipts.
Yeah, because this is a flyer.
That's what I want to see, the receipts. I want to see the numbers.
Not for nothing, it's a flyer, but I'm not trying to, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not saying it didn't, but I just need to see the receipts. Everybody keeps saying it. Cool. Show me the receipts of it.
Yeah.
Salute to Domingo Benilla, brother, back in the super chat. I'm trying to find a bet place to win some money. Oh, I couldn't even tell you.
Yeah.
I couldn't even tell you, fam. Sage of 12, brother, back in the super chat, dropping another Cinco. I had Roach 116 to 112. Roach won without the knockdown.
A lot of people
said it was an extremely close fight.
Yeah.
Domingo Benilla, brother, back in the super chat. He said if Canelo can't do numbers, then Tank didn't do 500K. I'm just saying it's possible, but I show me the receipts because everybody quick to tell me that I made up stories.
Yeah. Sorry, bro.
Big Motion boss said, not gonna hold you. I don't see no receipt. I'm asking everybody. Fame keeps saying, bro, it says, where does it say that, Fame?
Yeah.
Google it. Where?
I mean, you sent the link to the flyer.
That's right. I just went on Barkley on the IG. Where does it say that at? Boris, they said, bro, I don't care what they say. Show me the proof of it. Fame, brother, back in the super chat, dropping a Cinco on us in the super chat. We know Tank versus Roach did between 7.2 million and 7.2 million 9 in revenue because it was on the second highest grossing gate in Barclays history. Okay, where does it say that? Where does it say that? Love my kids, the queen in the building. Peace, blessings, queen.
Yo, salute, love my kids. Salute.
She said, dropping that Cinco. She said, yo, this is still a topic. Funny. My son sent pics empty were available. Love you guys. She was there.
Yeah. It is what it is, man.
Does anybody have the receipts of this? Clay, could you Google it? Because I've been Googling it. I can't find anything. Maybe I'm not the sharpest knife in the toolbox.
I never looked into it that way, but like I said, if it did do those numbers, that would be impressive. On a big note, I you know what I mean? I'd eat my crow and be like, damn, wow. I just don't think the combination of the fight was just not in. People didn't care about the fight. People were all throwing shots at the fight. You know what I mean, we got to remember, guys, they pushed this away from December when it was supposed to come out, and ended up pushing it up all the way to March, right? There's arguments out there to say that it was due to a lack of like enthusiasm behind the fight in the Houston area, at least, to pack out the building. So they went to the Barclays. The whole boxing space, man, from channel to channel, from as high as Stephen A. Smith all the way down to the lowest channels. A large percent of those channels were just saying the same thing. This is not a fight we're asking for. Why are we getting this fight? People were upset about the fight. And then there was big arguments about the price point. The price point was the biggest thing, right? That's what people were talking about. $80 for this, and off the back end of a week where we just got the card we did in Riyadh, right? So I don't believe personally that that event was 500 to 700,000 pay-per-view buys worthy. If there was no streaming, if the only way you could watch a fight was through a pay-per-view link, maybe. But there's just too many streaming accounts out there, bro. And the best fighters, like you guys said, somebody said Canelo's numbers weren't like that. He's a showstopper, right? He brings in his whole entire country as a community come out to represent. We know Mexicans support their fighters hands down, no matter what. And he's not hitting those numbers like that without it being the right dancing partner. Even he's having a hard time getting those numbers done. That's why he wants his guaranteed money, right? He wants that guaranteed money in escrow because he knows it's not promised. Because it don't matter no more. People can steal. It's not personal. It's not. I'm not buying your pay-per-view because I don't like you. It's because the price point is too high, and I got this streaming site where I could do it for free. Right. So was there 500 to 700,000 Tank fans in America who was like, "Yo, I can't afford eggs, I can't afford my rent, but I'm going to do this to support Tank," rather than go on a streaming website and go watch it for free? I don't know.
But
if you're asking me, I don't think so.
But Clay, this is the world of Google. You can Google anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm Googling Barclays Center, and the only thing for Tank coming up is the Rolly Romero fight.
Yeah.
It's not coming up. The only thing I've seen is this, like you said, this flyer that the Barclays Center put and says highest attending second grossing event in history. What's the number? The sites I said we stream pay-per-view on. You have to watch it live, so maybe it's just one people heard it was competitive and he might have won. But I'm trying to figure out, Clay. I'm still trying to figure out. I've been on Google. Can anybody find me the actual attendance numbers? If the Barclays Center announces the second highest gate in history, that means they have the numbers, right?
It should be. That's a number-driven statement.
Right. So that means, and they said this March 3rd. They said this on March 3rd. So I'm asking, where's the numbers?
And then Born Rich said the AI answers linked to a Reddit post. Yeah.
Yeah, that Reddit post. That's the only thing I see. But even on Reddit, it doesn't say anything.
Well, Reddit is simply they're echo chambering what they're hearing from people.
Right.
They don't have no obligation to tell the truth or to give it to research anything for real. They just need to be able to give us a source where they got it from. And they don't even need to do that, to be honest with you, because they're just speculating like everybody else. Just like your boy speculated about Tank getting a $500 million.
Detroit owned. If you say something again that's silly to me, I'm going to block you. So now Detroit owned. Since you said I'm overdoing it, find me the numbers or I'm blocking you. Right now, give me the gate numbers. Right now. Give me the gate numbers. Born Rich said they never said gate. They said attendance. Yo, this is crazy.
Yeah, I see that on the Premier Boxing website. They did an article where they said that, right? But and once again, I just want to double down and say that I don't care either way. I really don't. I genuinely don't.
I know you don't, Clay, but these people said I said.
Right.
They said that I said that I lied and I made up stories about it selling and all these things.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That at the end of the day, if it's a big deal, then you guys should be able to counter it with some hard facts. And let's be honest, the people who have the information aren't sharing it. You guys are getting all your information from third-party sources. You're not getting it directly from the horse's mouth. Why? That should raise questions. Why isn't it coming directly from the horse's mouth? Why isn't the horse going out like they used to do back in the day? You see Dana White when he does his UFC events, right at the end of the night, he sits up at the table at the press conference. He gives you the gate. He gives you the pay-per-view numbers that they're anticipating to have. He gives you everything right there. You know, boxing events don't do that no more, right? They don't sit there and do that. They don't sit out there and make statements about what the gate did and what the pay-per-view sales were. So third party people have to go in there and be like, oh, sources saying, what sources? What sources are telling them information that they're not willing themselves to say to the public? Look, I'm just being honest.
Look how yo, Clay, you can't make this stuff up, bro. He says you want the honest truth. There is no gate number released to us, but we know they announced it as second highest gate in Barclays history, which means at least 5 million. So you don't care about truth. You're just okay with them telling you anything. They told you McDonald's is healthy.
Let me
so
ask
do
you
eat McDonald's every day because they tell you it's healthy?
Detroit's home. Is it above a promoter or somebody who has a vested interest in an event looking that way to lie in America? Is it above them to do it? Let's be honest. Is it above them to lie? Is it, when it's in their benefit? It's not above them. You have credible sources and you have everybody else. The only credible source in something like this would be PBC, representative of the PBC, Amazon Prime, right? These are the people who are going to be able to share real numbers that are actually factual, tangible numbers. Everybody else is going to give opinions or they're going to give secondhand information. You saw what the AI said. AI, the best they could do was quote a Reddit article, right? And artificial intelligence, they go throughout the whole entire internet to try to find information. So the best they can give you was a Reddit article. I mean, that it speaks for itself. We don't know what the numbers were. We'll never know what the numbers were because they'll make sure we don't know what the numbers is. And as long as the narrative is 500, 700,000, they won't argue it one bit, and they won't never, they'll never have to answer it. But let any of those guys get cornered. Let Steven Espinosa or Leonard Ellerbe or Ludacubus or any of these dudes get cornered and ask what the pay-per-view numbers were. Watch what they do. Watch how they word salad you until they can get it from in front of your camera and get lost into the crowd.
Right.
They'll never tell you. Why? What's the big deal in letting us know? I'll tell you what. The big deal is that you'll see that this person is not selling like he used to. That's why they won't tell you.
Detroit own said, okay, boo, let's wait to see the numbers released. They told you March 3rd. The fight was March 1st. So if they told you March 3rd, why didn't they tell you the numbers?
Yeah, Detroit own. They'll never drop the numbers. You'll know they never will. What did how many pay-per-views did Tank versus Frank Martin sell? How many did it sell?
Oh, you let them tell you it did 400,000.
Well, who said that? Where did that information come from? Did the PBC ultimately ever come out and make a statement as to how many it sold? Salute, Timothy.
I'm just asking, Fame. I'm asking you again. Show us what the numbers are.
Check this out, y'all. It says it's the second highest grossing at the barking. I mean, is this the flyer?
Yeah, this is the
it's the same flyer. It's a flyer, Domingo Bonilla. It's a flyer. Like, shout out to the flyer, you know what I mean? They're celebrating it. That's what's up, but maybe it is. I'm just saying that's not from PBC though. That's not from the Barclays Center. That's not from, you know what I'm saying? It's not from the credible sources that we need to hear from. Yeah, I'll tell you guys.
Dan Rafael. You talking about the same Dan Rafael that said Canelo and Terrence Crawford not fighting?
Dan Rafael said it?
No, he said Dan Rafael said that Frank Martin and Tank did 400K. The same Dan Rafael that told you and tried to clown dude from ESPN. What's his name?
From ESPN.
About Terrence Crawford and Canelo. The same Dan Rafael that told you that Lamont Roach and Tank wasn't fighting at the Toyota Center because there was an issue with the venue. Come on, brother.
Trash out. Let me see here. I mean, I'll give Dan Rafael his respect and say, okay, if he says it, I'm assuming he got it from some kind of source. But once again, it's not.
He got it from a source that gave it to him. He didn't
Right.
see it.
Exactly. He didn't get it directly from the PBC. You know what I mean?
But even if the PBC gave it to him, right? He didn't get it from the network. The network has the true numbers.
Right. Yeah. And then, you know, they sold 325 to 350,000 in pay-per-view sales, according to Dan Rafael. That's what I see here. And that was Frank Martin. So you telling me the Lamont Roach fight sold more?
But Clay, did Dan Rafael report on this fight? The numbers for this fight?
No.
Did Leonard Ellerbe?
I haven't seen Leonard Ellerbe since I seen him on that interview talking about he was going to be managing WNBA.
So we 2 weeks, we going on 2 weeks, right?
Yes.
And then no numbers.
Yeah, there won't be no numbers. There won't be none. They won't drop the numbers. I'll be shocked if they drop the numbers. Let me see here. Yeah, everybody keeps putting up this flyer. Fame, I can't remember. There's like 2 other people. We know. We see the flyer that says it broke the numbers. We see the flyer. But that's not, you know what I mean? It is what it is.
Yeah, I want somebody to show me the numbers.
Yeah, Zab Judah. I'm just being honest, right? I wasn't trying to be funny. Just being honest. I haven't seen Leonard Ellerbe. I don't know what he's been doing. Y'all seen Leonard Ellerbe? Where's Leonard Ellerbe been? I think the closest we got to him is him saying something on X, right?
Yeah, I seen him on Instagram post something.
Right, he'll be like tank over everybody, something like that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He'll say something like that and then kind of like disappear. I guess just to fill. When I see him do stuff like that, I start thinking that's just him checking the boxes on him promoting Tank, right? Like that's his job. He's been hired to do that and he's getting paid. So if they ever come at him and ask him what he's doing to promote Tank, he'll be able to go back to an Instagram post he did or a Twitter post and like, see, I'm promoting him right here just until he can get, you know, to the end of his contract with Tank.
Detroit owns that blue. Your sources is you. Clay, have I ever said that I'm my source?
Oh, Zab? That's you? Zab Judah? Salute, Zab. That's my guy right there. Zab was one of my favorite fighters back in the day.
That's Zab?
I told him that. I think it is, yeah.
Zab, that's you, family?
That's my guy, bro. That's my guy.
Zab, that's you, family?
Yeah, he said, yeah, that's my name, Zab Judah. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's his real name, but
what kind of fan am I, right?
Account, though.
What kind of fan am I? I don't even know your real first name.
That ain't Zab.
It's not? It's not Zab?
Family, Zab, if that's you, family, text me so I'll give you a wrench right now.
He said blue was cracking. He using the language.
Yeah, that.
Fake Zab. Okay. Zab,
that's you. Text me, King.
Yeah, Cap. This ain't his Cap. It's not Zab.
Text me, King. If that's you, text me.
Hold on a second. Let me see something real quick here. Because only 9 subscribers? Hell no.
He might only have 9 because he don't have his own account on YouTube. But he'll text me if that's really him. That's my bro. So. Oh, it is him.
It is?
Right. Yeah. Let me wrench you up, King.
Yeah, when he said what's cracking, that's Zab. I'm hearing him like, this dude is to me, I'm like, this dude is doing a good job acting like Zab.
Nah, that's Zab. Drop the bones on my bro Zab in the building. That's my brother right there, man. One of the realest dudes ever. All facts.
Big facts.
All facts. Salute to my brother Zab, man. I love you, King.
No nonsense, dude, bro. No nonsense. Just ain't with the nonsense.
Always keep it 100.
Yep. No nonsense.
He keep it 100 wherever he go. Real spill.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Salute to my brother Zab, man. What's goody with you, King?
Yeah, yeah.
Salute.
So what do you think about this? Not to change the subject, but I'm definitely going to do that. What do you think about this David Benavidez, Benavidez-Bivol thing that's kind of playing out right now?
Yeah, so I wanted to talk about that, right? I wanted to talk about also Vergil Ortiz injuring his hand. Do you see that? He might need surgery.
Yeah. Which I think is kind of saved him a little bit. Not saved him. I don't want to say saved him, but I didn't really see it necessary for him to be getting in there and negotiating with Bakram right now. But somebody else gave me some perspective on it earlier today. Say that while he's on carrying this momentum, fighting all these Eastern Europeans, this might be the best version of himself to get in the ring with a Bakram. You know what I'm saying? Why go down a few notches, get a tune-up fight, and then be not the same fighter you were when you fought against Serhii Balchuk and Israel Madrimov? But his hand being hurt, yeah, man, diabolical. I think when he gets back, personally, I think personally he should. Personally, I believe his next fight probably would be Xander. That's what I would think would be a good fight for him, just because both of them are in the race to get at Sebastian Fundora. The result of that Chordell Booker and Sebastian Fundora fight, probably one of those guys are going to get the next shot between those two guys. And he's already booked to fight against Chordell Booker, so you guys fight each other,
right?
And collect that interim title. It'll be unified interim champion, and the next lock-in to fight against Sebastian Fundora, unless Sebastian Fundora goes to unify.
Right. Now, what you think also about Turkey making? They saying that whether it's Vergil or not, Bakram's going to be fighting June 28th at Alcatraz.
Right. I think that's awesome.
Bruh.
That's awesome.
At Alcatraz?
Yeah, Turkey was talking about that already. He was going to do that with Teo, remember?
Yeah, he wanted to do the Teo. Yo, and it's crazy because remember I told you, I said, yo, I thought Teo was clowning. Remember I said, yo, Teo just told me that he gonna fight in the jail at Alcatraz in the bandit jail. Remember I told you that?
Right.
I'm like, this dude trolling. I'm like, he trolling.
Right.
He was dead serious.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be interesting.
He said no, it's April 2020. April. No, it's April 2026 at Alcatraz. No, it's supposed to be June 28th.
This summer.
Of this year, at Alcatraz.
Yeah, it's not no 2026.
No,
why would they promote something for next year, like more than a year away at Alcatraz?
Maybe they'll make Vergil get healthy and they make it that fight there as well.
Yeah.
But if Vergil can't fight, they still want Bakram to fight on that date.
Bakram is
fights next weekend, right?
Yeah, he's fighting Chordell March 22nd.
If he wins that fight, which I expect him to win, right?
He should definitely, yeah.
He wins that fight. You think he could be ready by June 28th, or they just push the date back a little bit?
April, May, June. Could he? Probably he could. Would he? I don't know. I don't know if his handlers would allow that to happen, right? That's a big fight right there. That deserves a real full camp. And we don't know how the fight with Chordell is going to look as far as like he's favored to win it, but what kind of damage is he going to take in that fight? You know what I mean? Is he going to be, I don't know. I'll probably see Bakram fighting somebody like probably a stay busy fight at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Maybe, let me look here. It's got to make sense. It can't just be any old fight, right? Because you're getting to the point in your career where you can't afford.
That would be for 3 belts, though. Because Crawford, we know he's leaving.
Of course, I don't know how to spell this dude's name for nothing.
Who, Bakram?
Yeah.
Oh, how do you spell his name?
Yeah.
Murtazaliev.
There it is. Let's see something. Let's do it like this. Let's see. 154, 154. Okay, Bachram. What's going on in your... I was going to say Erickson Lubin, but I know he's supposed to be fighting somebody on Pro Box, right? Erickson Lubin's on Pro Box now.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. Who would get the opportunity? I mean, Xander's up there. Josh Kelly. Probably Josh Kelly, right? Probably Josh Kelly. That's what I would think. Probably Josh Kelly. You know, if he goes any lower, if he goes down to Jesus Ramos and Serhii Bohachuk, and these fights aren't good fights for him. You know what I'm saying? These fights aren't worthwhile. You think Charles Gerald Freeman? I don't think so, man. I don't think Conwell's at 14 right now on the rankings. Conwell's right there in the conversations with the WBO, and he's right there in the WBC conversation as well. You know what I mean? Like, he's right there. He's number 3 in the WBC rankings, and he's number 2 in the WBO rankings behind Xander Zayas on both things. A lot of people are thinking Xander should fight Charles Conwell next. I don't subscribe to that necessarily. I think their fight is a way bigger fight if both of them can get titles or, you know, be a unification fight. Mm-hmm. I think Charles Conwell should be trying to fight either Serhii or Vergil. You know what I'm saying? When Vergil gets back. Xander should be trying to fight Vergil as well, though, in my opinion. Because that WBO is frozen. There's nothing going to happen.
WBA is frozen, too.
Yeah, WBA is definitely frozen. Because Terrence is not active.
Yeah, Terrence ain't fighting. Domingo Benilla, brother in the super chat. He said Barboza deserved that slap. Put some respect on T.O. name.
I ain't gonna lie, the smack was kind of justified. It is what it is.
He was quick, right?
That's what I thought about when I saw it. I said to myself, "Yo, watch out for that left hook, bro.
Yo,
watch out for that left hook."
He was like, "Bah!"
As soon as I saw it, I'm like, "Woo!"
Yo, T.O. staying in shape too, bro.
T.O.'s a good fighter, man. He's a good boxer, man. He's just so cringe with the things that he does. But yo, T.O., I always say it, and I always look crazy. People always get mad at me when I had those conversations, and I try to keep it 100 to be like, personally, I don't vibe with the man's character. I feel like if you would portray yourself to look like something like a racist just for money, then I think you would do a lot for money, right? I don't think your brand and your image should take that shot to be like, F it, I don't care if I look like a racist as long as people are saying my name. I think that's a poor character flaw in the man, that he would play that game. If you're going to be a racist, but don't be a racist and then when you're confronted on the racism, say you're not racist. And just admit it. I'm just doing it for promotion. Just I don't really subscribe to that. But he's a great boxer, and like I said, in the biggest fights, he seems to step up. When the competition is at its highest, he steps up. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna tell you guys, this fight is probably like 60-40 T.O. against Arnold Barboza. Some people might even want to say 50-50, right? I'm not going to say that. I'm going to give T.O. his accolades for what he's done in the game and say that his pedigree is higher than Arnold Barboza. But I am going to say that Arnold Barboza does check the boxes on the things that annoy T.O. You know what I'm saying? That seem to give T.O. a problem. He boxes. He's disciplined. He doesn't overthrow and overcommit. He has no problem with the fight being boring. T.O. gets frustrated with those kind of fighters. He actually starts taking bigger chances than you see what happened with him in Jermaine. He started getting a little dirty, right? That headbutt it is what it is. I think Arnold Barboza checks a lot of those boxes. But T.O., I expect T.O. to bring his A game because his money's on the line. His money's on the line. You know what I'm saying? He has big fights on the back end of this fight going the way he wants it to go. If this fight goes the way he wants it to go, they're going to try to get Jerome Butenis and him at 147. After that, he's on the schedule to go get the winner of Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. These are big money fights for him. Like he said, $30 million. He seems very motivated. This is what we're seeing in T.O.'s this very motivated character who's shown out in, you know, his antics or everything like that. But it's not the same antics like what Ryan did. Ryan was doing what he was doing. He was undermining the fight. To me, Ryan was a little nervous and scared when he first was setting up the fight against Devin. That's why I think he was acting that way. That's my opinion. But Teo's not scared. He's just trying to sell and prove himself to Turki Al-Sheikh in Saudi Arabia and Riyadh. He's trying to prove himself like, yo, I sell. He's trying to get as much eyes on him as he can for this fight so that he can walk away from this with something on his resume to prove that I sell. I'm in demand. People want to see me in the ring. I think he's going to perform. I think he's going to step up and perform. We might see one of the best versions of Teo we've ever seen in this fight against Arnold Barboza. And I mean win or loss. I believe that. Win or loss. Like, still see a Teofimo that's just like putting it all on the line. Putting it all on the line and leaving it all out there, because he seems like the kind of dude, when he gets that type of opportunity, he's going to do that. He did that against Lomachenko. He did that against Josh Taylor. You know what I mean? He showed out. So I still think Arnold Barboza can win this fight, though. I'm telling people sleeping on Arnold. Arnold can mess around and win this fight. And I'm not talking about no luck either. I'm telling you, his stylistically, I see some threats to Teofimo, some issues that Teofimo's gonna have to deal with in this fight. But that left hook definitely sold him as that left hook slap, that slap he landed, definitely was like, ooh, Arnold got the fire slapped out of him. That was crazy. And the mic was right there. It was loud as hell.
Yeah, it was like, that slap was just like pop.
Yeah. And quickly, and he got back on his, like, yo, he looked good, man.
Yeah,
he looked good.
Yeah, he man, listen, man. I really wish this was Richardson Hitchens, though. That really would have, no disrespect to Arnold Barboza. But if this was Richardson Hitchens, Unification, they both from New York, on this card in Times Square, bro.
I think Teo don't like the Hitchens, the Devin Haney's, the Shakurs. He doesn't like those guys. He's hoping to be able to bait Arnold Barboza into some emotion, which he can. I'll be honest with you. Arnold Barboza's been talking a lot of crap and really been heated during these presses, and this slap ain't gonna make it no easier. If Arnold Barboza doesn't stay in character, stay with who he's supposed to be, and follow the strategy, he's gonna get exposed. He's gonna look bad. But Hitchens is gonna stay disciplined. He's gonna stay behind that jab. He's gonna keep that footwork moving. He's not gonna sit there and engage. I can see Teo just straight up screaming, "Come on, man, fight me!" Like, I see him like going at it the same way he did with Jermaine Ortiz,
getting frustrated.
Yeah, I could definitely see that with a Hitchens. Hitchens, though, needs to make up his mind what he's gonna do, because he got an IBF belt that, for all argument, I don't think he wants it. I think he wants the belt because he wants to be a champion, but I think that belt, the rehydration clause on that belt, gives him issues. And him defending that belt against certain fighters, he has to cherry pick. He has to pick the right fighters. Hence why he's not fighting against his mandatory in Subriel Matias, right?
Yeah, like, because then he got to honor that 10-pound rehydration.
Yeah.
If he fight another champion,
exactly,
he don't have to. It's funny, right, that you say that, Clay, because did you see what Boots just said?
No, what'd he say?
He said for the first time in a long time, because he went the IBF route, that he actually will be fully rehydrated. And this is what I be saying, right? And shout out to Boots and Bozy. They know I got love them. But they'll tell you, these fighters, and they'll tell you lying in a minute. When I said Boots was dehydrated before the David Avenesian fight, he like, no, it's a lie. Now he's like, I was dehydrated, I was suffering. Huh?
Well, that's what they're supposed to do, right? They're not supposed to, they're supposed to deliver it, it was no problem. I made that weight, no problem. I do that easy, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, their eyes don't lie, bro. You see it. I seen him on the scale. You can see how he looked when he scaled out the fight against Karen. Like, yo, this dude is not doing, these weight cuts are getting harder and harder. And everybody been talking about Boots going up to 154 and even finishing his career probably at 160. So him getting that IBF belt, that was a route that was there for him. So he took it. But I think in all reality, he would have much rather gone the WBC route and, fought, let's say, try to fight Errol but he also knows that the WBC is, I don't want to say they're corrupt, but Maurice, it is what it is, right? Like, they're not going to activate any mandatories and they're not stripping nobody's belt. You saw how they did with Terrence. Terrence went up to 154 and they made him, they made him the champion in recess at 147 and made him the mandatory for the WBC title. You know what I'm saying? So they can get in that conversation, even though he already was going for a WBA, WBO interim title. So he went the route that he knew at the end of the day, worst case scenario, in my personal opinion, he knew that the IBF would honor the mandatory, and then if the fight wasn't there for him, that they would do the right thing and make him a champion. And he wanted to get in the conversation to unifying and becoming undisputed. But I think as he got that belt, being that's the first belt he got, he started to realize after that Karen fight, he started to realize like, yo, I need to get unified. And if I'm not going to unify, I probably need to leave the division, right? Like if I can't get these unifications, I probably need to leave the division because these rehydration clauses are no joke, man. I said the same thing even for Vergil. I said if Vergil's going to go fight Bakram for that IBF title, how's Vergil going to look with a 10-pound rehydration clause? You know, what was Vergil weighing the night he fought against Israel Madrimov? I think we all could agree that Vergil was way bigger than Israel Madrimov in that ring. It was like, damn, I didn't realize until they were in the ring with each other, like, damn, bro, Madrimov a little guy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But is he a little guy or is Vergil really a big guy? You know what I mean? And you put a rehydration clause on him to fight against Bakram, one of the biggest punchers in the division right now. You know what I mean? How does that look for Vergil? How does he deal with that? We all know his history with weight cuts and things of that nature. And, you know, right. we saw just, I'm jumping around, but just to say Hitchens, we saw how he was kind of like punchy when he fought against Gustavo Lemos. You know what I mean? He was punchy. He was getting hurt a lot in that fight. He got hurt a lot in that fight. You know what I mean? So, and he understands it because by the time that fight was over with, people were asking him if he was going to activate the mandatory at the time. Subriel Matias was the champion, and he was being very hesitant. Kind of sound like he wasn't going to fight Subriel. Then got interested in the IBF title once Liam Paro got the win over Subriel, right? So, you know, the IBF that rehydration clause is a real factor. And a good friend of mine once said, anybody who's not a heavyweight is a weight bully. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's cutting weight to be inside that division. Everybody's not supposed to be there. You know what I mean? The 147 guys should be at 154, 160, and so forth and so forth. We saw what Devin Haney went through, and a lot of these fighters are going through. But I'll tell you this, if Hitchens isn't going to fight his mandatory, because, George Kambosos mess around and loses his fight he got coming up, he's going to have to fight Subriel, or he's going to have to answer questions as to why he don't want to fight Subriel. I think there's a good chance we might see Richard Hitchens just say F it and go to 147. You know what I mean? I think we might see that happen.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, again, we know Boots is huge. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But like you said, Clay, if you're not a heavyweight, you weight bullying.
You are. You just are, because you're cutting weight to be in a division that you're probably not supposed to be in.
Right.
That's why the rehydration clause is there, right? To kind of weed out these dudes, the weight bullies.
Right. All facts. Domingo Benilla, my brother in the super chat. He said, Zab, your dad be at the gym on Malcolm X by my crib. Salute.
Yeah.
Domingo back in the super chat. He said, I wonder how the setup in Times Square going to be. I saw a little bit of pictures of it. I don't think I was supposed to show it. The idea of how it's supposed to look. I don't even know if it's going to look like that. But if they pull this off, I mean, because there was mixed conversations. Some people said they trying to put 30,000 seats there. I'm like, bro, that's impossible. That's like putting the Barclays Center right there. That's impossible.
Right.
So I can't see that. I just don't know, bro. But I do know that I talked to people from New York, people that work with the governor and all of that stuff, and they was like, yeah, Turkey is. He's already he's spending the money, Clay, to do it like New Year's. So he's paying for it, that area to be blocked off like New Year's.
Yeah. That's
going to be insane.
It is. It's going to be, we talked about it. I think we're going to be out there, right? That's the game plan. So.
Yo, Clay, how, like.
It's going to be a spectacle, right? That's what it's going to be, is a spectacle. It's going to be a spectacle. And when you think about all of the billboard technology and, just the essence of Times Square and what Times Square, the experience of Times Square, what it's really all about.
Yeah, the capability of it.
Right. You could just imagine. You can imagine how this thing is going to look. It's going to
Yeah, I talked to some people that work there that said that. I'm gonna say that I don't think but they said that the buildings is gonna be showing the fight. Like you could look at the buildings and see the fight.
Yeah, I bet you that's the kind of stuff that's going to be happening. That's the kind of stuff that's going to be happening. But it's going to be picture worthy to say the least, right? Picture worthy to say the least. Yeah, bro, I definitely plan on being out there with you. You know what I'm saying? I plan on being out there, and
we're gonna have a ball, bro.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy, bro, because that event is gonna be a once in a lifetime potential event. We're not promised to see something like that again. That's just like, let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot. You know what I'm saying? And see what happens. If it works out really well, because there's a loss of money in it, just in the idea of the money they're spending on it, and the fact that I'm hearing like something like 300 people is going to be sitting around the ring, and everybody 600 now. Okay, so 600 people. So they're not selling tickets per se, and if they are selling tickets, the tickets are probably like $40,000 a ticket. You know what I mean? Those type of numbers. You know what I mean? For the top level, upper echelon clientele, right? To be out there watching these fights. The security they're gonna have to spend, bro. The security they're gonna have to spend money on, bro, to make that thing airtight. Man, it's gonna be a spectacle, man. It's gonna be a spectacle, bro. It really is.
The money, like you said, to have the police enforcement there and the security is gonna be ridiculous.
Right. Get the city locked down in a safe way. Man, bro, security's going to be everywhere, bro. Like everywhere. And there's so many different ways to do some grimy stuff out in Times Square.
Yeah, it's
crannies.
It's just bizarre, bro. Like the stairs is gonna have to go up the bleachers so you can see.
Right.
So they're gonna have that's the difference with Times Square with New Year's is you don't need bleachers. Everybody just standing there.
Right. But if you want to see this fight, you're gonna have to it's gonna have to be level.
It's gonna be the level exactly. That's gonna be bizarre, Clay.
Yeah, it's gonna be a spectacle.
I can't wait. The pictures that I saw, I'm like, all right, that's cool, but it's still like a little bit to be desired. You know what I'm saying? It looked dope from what I was looking at, but it still was like, all right, but I don't know. It's just like I'm just so used to the structure, how it is. I'm eager to see how they do it this way.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I don't see I see the vision, but I don't see the vision. You know what I'm saying? Because like you, Clay, I'm born and raised there. So it's like
you already see the issues. Like how are you gonna do it?
Yeah. I'm seeing the issues, and that's the block that I got. You know what I mean?
100%. But if they're doing it, they've thought about it. Right. If they've announced it, they've got a game plan. And that's what's gonna be interesting.
Oh, for sure. They told me what they say it's gonna be 2 weeks worth of work, something wild like that.
Yeah, they're probably gonna lock the square off like a good week before the event. Just to set up and get everything when they're probably gonna start locking it down. You know what I mean? Put all that equipment out there, get everything set up. You gotta think the grand arrivals. What's that grand arrivals gonna look like that week? You know what I mean?
But just the ring walk. How you ring walk over there?
Yeah, bro.
Because guess what he could do? I don't know, man. My brain is moving. I'm like, bro, because here's the thing, right, Clay? One thing we know for sure, it gotta have a tent.
See, Valiant said they're not locking Times Square a week, but they're gonna have grand arrivals. They're gonna have grand arrivals. You know how Turkey likes to do his grand arrivals. So how are they gonna set that up?
Yeah, and the thing is, they have to have a tent. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. Like it has, because it's May. We don't know. It could rain. It might still be kind of cold. Like,
yeah, it's
gonna be bizarre, bro.
Maybe they won't lock it away to where people can't get in there, but I would say that it's going to become very difficult a week before to get in there. Very, very difficult. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I think it's going to be difficult as far as equivalent to who said that they're not locking it down. It's equivalent to, I don't know if I was in Vegas when they brought the Grand Prix there, the IndyCar 500, and everybody was saying the same thing. They locked the Vegas Strip down.
Mm-hmm.
It was Vegas Strip. If you didn't stay in the hotel, you could not walk over there. You had to literally be in them hotels to walk the strip in that area.
Mm-hmm.
If you couldn't show proof that you was staying in that hotel, Formula One, thank you, Justin. If you didn't have proof, oh bro, you was finito.
Right.
So, and people were saying the same thing, like they ain't gonna be able to lock down Vegas Strip. They did. And they had the race car, Formula One. E Nice, brother, in the super chat. He said Teo fights in down to his level of he fights to the level of his competition for sure. Domingo Benella, my brother in the super chat. He said we either see the best or the worst of Teofimo. Depends. Yep, that's a fact.
Yeah, I think we're going to see the best. I'm betting on that. I'm not going to lie. I
think we're going to see the best. Yeah, for sure, because the stage is high. The what's at the end of the rainbow is even bigger than the fight itself. So it's motivating. It's motivating. LT #1 energy, my brother in the super chat, dropping that cinco. I like Boots. In my opinion, though, he should get the heck out of 147. If he doesn't, I see an L in his future. I don't see an L because I don't see nobody at 147 to give him an L.
I think if anybody could do it, it would be Stanionis. So if he gets through Stanionis, well, I expect him to do it. I don't see no obstacles.
Oh, Brian Norman.
Maybe Brian Norman.
Yeah, Brian Norman.
But Brian Norman, Brian Norman is an official 147 pounder. He's not having a problem with the weight cut. You can see him. He's right where he's supposed to be. It's just that Brian Norman to get turn it into a dogfight. He'll do it. Mm-hmm. You can get him into a dogfight. I don't see Brian Norman Jr. as the most disciplined fighter. I think he's a great fighter, but I think, he's the type of dude who want to go get his lick back. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that could be dangerous with somebody like Jerome Boots Ennis. Sometimes you got to kind of stay where you're supposed to be at and just kind of stay committed to the game plan. Somebody like Stanionis is going to stay disciplined. He's going to stick to his game plan, and he can maybe catch Boots on where Boots is taking chances. Where Boots kind of like, tries to make it a dogfight, and he can get clipped in the middle of that. But I don't see Stanionis winning. I see Boots winning the fight. Brian Norman, I think that's going to be a great fight. That's going to be like one of the best fights at 147 that could be made. I think it's going to be action-packed. But
I think it's the best fight. Exactly. I definitely think it is.
Yeah. But I got
outside of a Conor Ben. Domingo Benilla, my brother in the super chat, dropping that cinco on the super chat. They should bring back old school terms. If you hold on any of the belts, you consider a title holder, and if you hold the lineal ring magazine, you are the champion.
Well, that's what Turkey trying to do, right?
Yeah, that's what he's trying to do. Yeah. Band up. What up, nephew? Salute. Love my kids. The queen back in the building. Back in the super chat. Dropping another half a dub on this in the super chat. I wouldn't be surprised if sales were high. 3 fighters from DC, Maryland, and B-more. The whole DMV was down for a quick trip up top, Brooklyn, Juniors, and Tank. Yeah, facts. That's what I'm saying. Like, all those tickets came from the DMV. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Oh, what did Rick Tim said? Blue and Clay will Dana and Turkey.
Nice, my brother, back in the super chat. He said Turkey wants to close the Brooklyn Bridge for a fight too. Yeah, he wants to fight underneath the bridge. That's wow.
What is underneath the Brooklyn Bridge? Or Brooklyn? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said he want to fight underneath the Brooklyn Bridge. I love it though, Clay. Like, it's exotic. You know what I'm saying? It's different. I'm for it.
I'm for
underneath the Brooklyn Bridge.
we haven't
Let's
talked
get it.
about what Turkey and Dana is doing right now with this new league, right? What's happening?
Let's jump on it.
I mean, I'm excited. I think it's new. I think competition makes everything better. You know what I mean? One of the things about like the way the insurance works, the medical insurance and in the free market of medical insurance, and why it's important to keep it a free market thing and not have everybody on some like Medicaid type of like everybody got the same exact coverage situation, is because competition makes service. You know what I'm saying? Competition makes service. And look, even with this Dimitri Bivol, David Benavidez situation, with Turkey making his announcement about him not having interest and him starting this new league, all of a sudden you hear Bivol and Benavidez are in negotiations, right? Well, that means what? That means the PBC and Matchroom are on the same page trying to put a fight together. Does this across the street politics get overcome without somebody like Turkey Al-Sheikh giving a legitimate option for fighters? I don't think so. I think what he's bringing to the table right now with his league is going to just make boxing better, period. I'm interested in them making it different, though. I see somebody talking about the 8 divisions, the 8 weight class divisions. I think he's definitely going to be able to do that. I also believe that that the one belt for each division is going to make it very interesting. I think with somebody like Dana White at the helm, you're going to get the best fight and the best quite regularly. Where you're supposed to be is where you will be. If you earn it in the ring, you'll get rewarded with it with better fights the next fight up. You won't get stalled out because of politics and because of you're on the wrong side of the street and you know what I mean, all that. Now you don't sell enough, you don't put butts in seats, blah 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 blah. And I also think people ain't acknowledging that Turkey and Dana are opening up Netflix to boxing. They're going to take Netflix and boxing is going with Turkey and Dana. They're not going with Jake Paul. They're not. They played with him a little bit with the Mike Tyson situation. Jake tried to go ahead and get a Gervonta Tank Davis fight. That didn't work out. Jake's not trying to fight the kind of fights that'll be the big show on Netflix. Now they got Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor doing their trilogy there at Netflix. That's going to be good. But ultimately, Turkey and Dana has the connections, right? If you saw the event, I know you guys don't watch wrestling. I don't watch wrestling either, to be honest with you. But I was somebody pointing me towards watching this last event they had on Netflix, and they were promoting Riyadh season, TKO, everywhere inside of that wrestling arena. And you guys can say whatever you want to say. WWE wrestling is maybe the biggest production of combat sports that there is out there. You can say what you want. You can say it's fake. You don't want to respect the hate on it, whatever you want. But at the end of the day, combat sports, even though it's fake, it's the biggest production. It's the biggest production. And legitimately, what you're going to see Turkey and Dana bring to the table with the TKO collaboration is you're going to see production at another level. You're going to see production, trailers, the build up to these fights, the all accesses. Everything is going to be at a whole nother level. And ultimately, it's going to force the rest of the game to motivate and catch up. It's going to force Oscar to get better. It's going to force Eddie Hearns to get better. Bob Arum, Al Heyman. It's going to force all those guys to do an uptick in what they're giving their clients, their customers, which is the fans. I think it's great what they're doing. I don't see nothing but great things coming from it. Now I know people are nervous, and that you got a lot of people in the boxing space that want to say they want to take ownership of boxing. Like, we're letting Turkey take boxing. I mean, that's if that's how you want to look at it, you can look at it that way. But I think it's going to force the whole entire boxing game to step up. And I think the winners at the end of the day is us. And why would not be for us winning?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Again, I said this, Clay, you wasn't here when I said it, but I get people's reservations dealing with Dana White, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where Dana White didn't pay his fighters in UFC, and it's no secret the fighters with the UFC is not happy with the pay. It's no secret the fighters with UFC not happy with Dana White at all himself, right? That's not a secret. The difference for me, right, Clay, is Turkey. Because he's not in the business of lowballing people.
Right.
Right? And I believe that Turkey will definitely concede to Dana with the business and boxing and so on and so forth. but he also is going to have a heavy voice where he's like, I want to do, you know what I'm saying? He ain't going to just be going along with it. No, he going to have some serious say-so. Right. And he's no fool. He knows boxing, right? And he knows business, you know what I mean? So the budget is not coming from Dana White, right? It's coming from Turkey.
Right. And TKO. Their pockets big too.
Right. So I believe that Turkey is going to be like, hey, we ain't going to overpay. First and foremost, the fighters that we're talking about, right, as far as the TKO goes, how many heavy, real major names is going to be there? Right? It's more so going to be a stable of fighters, right, that they're using, not in a bad way, but they're using to build up the sport, right? So it's going to be a heavy stable of fighters, you know, that are B, C, D, you know what I'm saying? That level of fighters that we're staying consistent. My idea, Zab's idea, I took this to Zab. Me and Zab tried to put this together with BOK Prime. And I was disappointed when I heard Dana White say this, but it is what it is. When he said, hey, I'm trying to bring back Tuesday night fights, Friday night fights. When I was trying to do that, that was my plan with BOK Prime, me and my brother Zab Judah, right? Because when you have when you have Tuesday, Thursday, Friday night fights, UFC has that now, right? I don't watch UFC like that, but I do see, like, during the week, there'd be like UFC, whatever number this, and there's a fight going on, whatever. Those levels of fights, you know what I'm saying? That's not pay-per-view Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez and Tank Davis fights. Right? We're talking about solid fights. Right? Solid fights. Like maybe we could get a Belinga versus Caleb Plant, on a Friday night. You understand what I'm saying? It's not the highest level, but it's not the lowest level. But on that something like that could be the main event, just hypothetically speaking, right? And maybe those names are a little bit exceeding what I'm talking about. But in general, on the undercard, you have fighters like Carmel Moton. You have what's dude we just watched, Clay? He just fought J-Rock.
Oh, you talking about Ennis?
Ennis. Guys like that, right? That you're not seeing. And what's the heavyweight? Clay,
who, Moses Atuma?
Yeah. We get to see them consistently. Right? Maybe on Friday, maybe on Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Consistency. And it builds up. And maybe I'm giving away too much free game right now, Clay. but it builds up, right, Clay? Because this was the idea. I can tell you I was building with my brother Zab, and we was trying to put together. My thing was to build it up, to keep them active enough, right, Clay? And then the people are familiar with them. It's almost like a regular season in boxing. And now they're familiar with you, right? Oh, I know that dude. You know what I'm saying? Now that dude is fighting for a world title against fighter X, Y, and Z on Saturday. What Saturday is the Super Bowl of boxing. Right. So now you don't want the regular season and the playoffs. Now you fighting on Saturday. And we know this guy. We familiar with this guy. Right. And now he's fighting this fight. So he take a loss, right, Clay? It's okay because we familiar with him. We're going to support him. If he goes back to Friday night fights, it's not a bad thing. It's not frowned upon.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying? So what that does is build up boxing again. Right? Because now you're getting familiar with people from different walks of life consistently.
Right.
Consistently. You know what I'm saying? What's Andy Cruz, Shakur's nephew, cousin, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's his name?
You talking about Zaquin?
Zaquin, right?
Mosley. Yeah.
Mosley. Yeah, we get to see him on Friday night fights, right? Kamel Motons,
even Abdullah Mason, and
right?
even the Floyd Schofields. Even I know people want to hear him.
Right?
Any fighter that's not getting their just due in the current situation that they're in is a legitimate fighter for this league, right? Like, let's think about it like that, right? Like they say 99, like 1 to 3% of the boxing space is getting those big bags or big stars or draws. Most of these guys, I mean, look at Josh Padley. This dude was an electrician, literally got called off his job to fight against Shakur Stevenson, right? A lot of these guys have jobs outside of boxing because boxing is not enough for them to sustain their life. So any of those dudes who are talented, Tito Mercado, I saw somebody put that name on there. That's a legitimate name to get in the conversation. Any of those guys could be at these events. And any of the biggest stars that you could think of in boxing can headline these events, right? Any of them, because of the bags that they're going to get, at least for the first 3 years or so. That's what you're going to probably end up seeing. Just like you've seen Canelo and Terrence headlining, and I'm hearing that's supposed to be the first official TKO card. It's going to be on Netflix, I'm hearing, which I think that was another thing that pissed Jake Paul about. I think Canelo went over there and snagged that Netflix unplug. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think that's how, I'm not gonna say he snatched the plug, but I believe that's how Turkey was able to get him back together. You feel me? I think he was able to tell Canelo, what are you doing? Well, they're gonna do this. Hey, bro, we already got Netflix. We just haven't made the announcement yet. You know what I'm saying? We got Dana, we got this whole thing coming together. We already got Netflix. Netflix is, Jake Paul don't own Netflix. Jake Paul is a one by night. We're actually going to get a contract with them where we're going to be doing events every week, every month, whatever you have it. I think right now it's going to be 4 events a year, right? I think that's what they're saying, like 4 events a year. But they already have that contract. So what's going to happen is you're going to see big headliners, and you're going to see them build a profile up and coming fighters on an international stage, by the way, not just America, right? It's going to be an international stage. Who knows how to build up the profile of talent than the WWE? Think about that. Who knows how to build it up like the WWE? You bring that type of mentality, marketing mentality to boxing. Right. It's going to be big all accesses, big stories, big interviews. You know what I'm saying? Just big everything. You know what I mean? Coming out to the stage, the grand arrivals are going to be epic. The press conferences are going to be crazy. You know what I'm saying? The press conferences are all going to be huge. They're going to bring over the UFC media. They're going to bring over the WWE media and the regular boxing media. It's going to be a packed house of people who are going to be there to help your brand get bigger. It's all going to be bigger. I'm telling you guys, the whole boxing space is going to have to step up. They're going to be forced to step up, or they're going to get drowned, because they're going to go on a whole nother level with it. A whole nother level. And I would not be shocked to see 1 or 2 of these promotional companies get bought. I'm gonna be real with you. I wouldn't be shocked to see a Top Rank or Matchroom, you know what I'm saying? Get because Dana was notorious for doing that. He did that with the WEC, he did that with Bellator. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're notorious for doing stuff like this. Buying. Shoot, the WWE did it to the WCW. Or NWA, whichever you guys are familiar with.
He said, remember they asked him, they said, we're going to see you on the stage with Bob Arum, and he said, I hope not.
Yep.
He said, I hope not. But who knows, right? Again, like I said, man, it's we need a fresh start in boxing.
Yeah.
We need a fresh start in boxing, man. I mean, everybody's trying to hold on to the old guard, but my thing, right, is this, right, Clay, is that it wasn't working and it was already corrupt. It was already nasty work. It was already corruption. We wasn't getting the best fighting the best. People that are pushing back is just that people that was siding with a specific side and not a fan of boxing.
Right.
If you're a fan of boxing, you wasn't happy with the landscape or the way things was going. Period. Period. You just simply are just not happy with the way things was playing out. Just not. You're not getting the best fighting the best. You're not getting consistency, right? If the sport of boxing wasn't already broken and corrupt, there is no space for Dana White or Turki Al-Sheikh. Right? When we look at these other, the NBA is playing right now on my television. Right? There's no room for Turki to come in the NBA.
Right.
There's no room for Turki to come in the NFL.
Right.
Right? There's no room. Right now, we get Keith Thurman tomorrow, who's a former unified champion. He got one loss on his record. And this dude is fighting nowhere to be found tomorrow in Australia.
Right. Facts.
PBC is not airing it until they're going to do, what's it again? I keep forgetting.
The delay, the tape delay or whatever. The
tape delay.
Right.
Valiant prize fighter said they did Adames wrong. Brother, did you just not watch everything that just happened with Tank Davis called?
That's boxing, bro.
Valiant prize fighter, did you just not watch two fights go terribly wrong right here in the States on the same card?
You talking about Sandor Martin and Puello and
you just watched Puello and Sandor Martin and then Tank and Lamont Roach.
Yeah, and Tank and Lamont Roach.
You talking about they did Adames wrong. They did Lamont Roach and Sandor Martin wrong.
Yeah.
Right here on U.S. soil.
Come on, man. And then admitted it too. Said, it was wrong what happened, but we're still not gonna turn it over. They admitted it was messed up. You know what I mean? It's boxing, man. It's boxing, man. There's room for corruption. There's room for things to go down. And also we gotta also sometimes give sway to just, mistakes, right? What Turki did off the strength of exercising his freedom and privilege that he has in his country, bro. He probably didn't see it as a big deal. And passion for the sport, right?
And passion.
Right. He should have sat his butt down. Somebody next to him should have been like, nah, don't do that. They didn't do that, but it didn't affect the outcome of the fight. You know what I'm saying? People might want to say the draw was because of Turki. I don't think it was because of Turki. I think it might have been because of Saudi Arabia. Just the judging in general might have been leaning towards Hamza Shiraz being a Middle Eastern descent type of person. But that's the one with Tank. Come on, bro. There's levels to corruption. And that was just like highest level nonsense. Highest level privilege inside of the ring if I've ever seen it.
You look at that situation with Tank and look at the situation with Adames. How could you possibly bro?
Compare it, bro. Yeah. He's letting a dude know, fight harder, you're down. You need to fight harder these next couple of rounds. You're down by 2 points, which once again, he was wrong. He was wrong for doing that because of the access he has to certain information. I agree. But a dude taking a knee, running to the corner, sticking his head out of the ring, turning his back on the referee, getting touched by the trainer. Come on, man. There's levels.
Just levels, bro. It just and then we watch Sandor Martin. I mean, Clay, I don't know anybody that had Sandor Martin losing that fight outside of.
There's some people who felt like they thought Puello won, but that wasn't that much of a robbery to me. I think that was just a bad decision. That was just, you guys got it wrong, bro. I don't know what you guys are watching. I see stuff like that happen in boxing all day. I think those Shaky Foster, Robson Conceição decision was way worse of a tragedy.
For sure.
That was just diabolical. You know what I'm saying? What happened in that one? But I do think they got it wrong. I thought Sandor Martin won the fight. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. But it wasn't that hard to score to understand that Sandor Martin won the fight.
Right.
And you can see the politics in it because now you're gonna get Puello versus Gary Anton Russell rematch for the unified belts.
Right. And the story is there for the get back, being that he beat Gary Antoine. Now that so there's a story there for the get back by Twan. right? So, yeah, man, you see the politics playing. I mean, look what they did to Rayo. How about that? Nobody talking about that. How you going to give a champion who just probably stole the show on a Riyadh card by beating Isaac Cruz in a way nobody expected him to do it, have all this this momentum going his way, and then you put him in the ring with Gary Antoine Russell, who came off of a loss against Alberto Puello, and you put him right into a championship fight against Rayo, and you don't let him have a rematch clause. You don't let Rayo have a rematch clause. What's that all about? You know what I'm saying?
And Rayo comes out and tells you that they forced him to make the fight, but they're gonna tell you he ain't have to take it.
Yeah, bro.
He told you that they forced me to make this fight happen. I ain't want to make this fight.
Right. And that's his last fight on his contract with the PBC. And he conveniently just walked away from Jose Benavidez Sr.
Right.
And Isaac Pitbull Cruz fights Angel Fierro on the David Benavidez Morel undercard. When that everybody knows the rematch clause was activated by Isaac Cruz to fight against Rayo, because that was Rayo's reason for not fighting against Tank. Oh, did I mention that they were trying to get him to come down to 135 pounds to fight Tank, and he told them no, that he's a 140-pound champion. He wanted Tank to come up there. Right. All these things coincidentally happening at the same exact time, and then, you know what I'm saying, Rayo disconnected from Jose Benavidez Sr., which I believe is on the back end of negotiations that Rayo felt like Benavidez was more so representing the PBC's interest and not his. To say, why would you have me and ask me to cut this weight, to go down to 135? Well, you see how I just did it 140 and I'm a champion. Why would I come down and fight Tank there when I got a rematch with Isaac and we had, you know, record, you know, we stole the show. Isaac has a fan base and there's a lot of money in that fight for me. Why wouldn't I do the rematch clause with Isaac? And all of a sudden I'm not on your undercard. That's why I think Rayo said what he said when he said, I just lost all respect for that guy. When he said that, I think it had a lot to do with the way things panned out with this whole Gary Antoine Russell fight coming to surface. You know, no rematch clause, dude coming off of a loss. Just bad.
The Queen, Karma Serene, peace and blessings to the beautiful Queen. She's in the building. She said, didn't Floyd do the same thing for Tank against Barry? Yeah, he did. But you know what they told me, Queen, when I said that? They said, but Floyd didn't tell him the official scorecards. He told him the unofficial scorecards.
Right. Yeah.
But it was the unofficial scorecards Floyd did it with. Not the, how would they know?
Yeah.
It's just diabolical.
And how would they know that? And how would they know that Turkey didn't do it with the unofficial scorecards?
Right.
I mean, it goes either way.
Exactly. Salute to the Queen. Love my kids in the building. The super chat dropping that Cinco. The super chat said, "Will this cut out boxing promoters? The fights will be arranged by the level of fighters, etc." Just curious. Thank you. To a degree, not much is going to change, right? It's a lot going to change, but you still have what we have now. This is just going to add to it.
As we know it, it's still going to be boxing as we know it. It's still going to be this space. What we're seeing now is still going to be here. I don't think it's going to close it out.
Right. The promoters will still be making the pay-per-view events and all that. That won't change. But the fighters on the undercards, the Kamel Motons, the Abdullah Masons, and those fighters will be more active according to, what we've been told.
Right.
So hopefully, Domingo Vanilla, brother, back in the super chat. He said, remember, Sandor Martin is a top ranked fighter. Exactly. That's what we just saying. Politics as usual.
I think what's going to happen is the B-side fighters are going to have options, and it's going to give them leverage at the table in negotiations. I think that's what's going to end up happening. That they don't have to take what these promoters give them. They don't have to, subscribe to the story that they're not popular. They don't put asses in seats. You know what I mean? Forcing these guys to ultimately become animated characters on TV trying to get attention, like what you see Teo doing, right? Teo got hit with that story, right? The story of, you're just not, crossing over, you're not this, you're not that. And then what ends up happening? He's wearing makeup on the stage, looking like some rock and roll guy from the 1980s, calling out people, triggering communities with racial comments, doing anything he can to get that attention, when the reality is his accolades and his fight resume should have got him into the biggest fights possible, should have put him in the conversation. What's going to happen is with this new league that Dana and Turkey's coming with, is it's not going to be based off pay-per-view sales and necessarily asses in seats, because Dana and TKO are going to make it their point to put the asses in seats. They're going to do it through marketing. They're going to do it the right way. They're not going to expect the fighter to do all the work. They're going to want the fighter to do what the fighter does, which is fight. And we'll build everything else around you. Don't worry about it. We'll put the asses in seats. And we don't care about pay-per-view sales, because we're going on a streaming platform called Netflix, where we don't do pay-per-view. We do it by subscribers, and we do it by viewership. That's what we're operating on. So the pressure is going to move away from the fighter in this league and let them just be boxers, and allow them to get paid consistently with activity, right? Mm-hmm. Which a lot of these guys who aren't able to walk away. If you saw Abdullah Mason's All Access, him, his father, and his brothers are living in a crib that's, you know what I'm saying? Like they're holding it down together. You know what I'm saying? Much respect to them over there. But as much as Abdullah Mason has done inside the ring and as active as he's been, some people might say he deserves more than whatever he's been getting to have them moving that way. The sacrifices that father made to sell the store that he owned and just to focus on his sons becoming boxers deserves to be rewarded with more than you don't sell. You know what I'm saying? What are you talking about? I'm knocking everybody out. I'm super active. But it's the truth, though. They have a point. As far as pay-per-views are concerned, who's going to buy a pay-per-view to see them fight with the whole streaming epidemic going on with people stealing pay-per-views? They're right. The reality is that the whole entire business model of boxing has to change. The pay-per-view sales cannot be the prerequisite to these fighters getting their paydays. The whole entire Herd Tank got something like a $2 million guarantee. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know what the guarantee was. $3 million guarantee. That's crazy. I know Tank ain't happy with that. When he knows that the Canelo Alvarez is getting $30 to $40 million guaranteed, is Tank looking for 30 to 40? Maybe he is, but I don't think he's going to be disappointed in not getting that. But I'm sure he'd like a solid 10 to 15 million guaranteed for what he brings to the table. The reason they're doing that to him is because of pay-per-view sales, right? It's because at the end of the day, the streaming epidemic going on with people stealing pay-per-views, we can't guarantee to make money on your event by giving you this huge guarantee, but we'll give you points on the back end. As long as the event does well, you'll make your money. So he walks away like 10, 15 million when it's all said and done, but it's nowhere near what Canelo Alvarez, a face of boxing, gets, right? So that's going to change with this league. This league is going to be tied up more in accolades and boxing and the brand of whatever they name it, the TKO collaboration with Dana White, whatever they end up naming it, because I heard they still don't got a name for it yet. They're going to have Ring Magazine backing them up, and they're going to have the promotion and the marketing company of the minds behind the WWE brand behind these fighters. One thing that these promoters don't do well is promote their fighters. I don't care. It's the truth. Oscar does a poor job at it. Bob Arum does a poor job at it. They all do a poor job at it, bro. They don't market these fighters. They don't give these fighters the actual all access type of energy that they need to. They don't build fighters up. They take fighters who are kind of like turnkey, in my opinion, right? Fighters that kind of,
because you know why, Clay?
Mm-hmm.
They got lazy. There was no competition. There was nobody. There was nothing. There was nothing to force them to.
Exactly. 100%, bro. 100%.
It was what was going to force them to, right?
Right.
What's your options? You don't have none.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What's your options? You don't have no options.
I see DOG says, is TKO geared towards the American market or the global market? It's geared towards the global market, but I did see Dana White say in an interview that he understood that the American market was a very important market for him to capitalize in, and that they were going to be very focused on doing that. That they understood that, the trends are here. He was a legitimate interview he did where he spoke about the American market and how important it was going to be towards the success of this venture that he's on right now. So I don't think there's no delusion about how important the American market is, but I think at the same time there will be a lot of global market energy around this event. It's going to be international, which is what boxing is supposed to be. It's always been to me. It's been an international sport. It's not like the NFL. It's not like the NBA. It's not like baseball. It's not like hockey. Well, hockey got a little bit of international energy because they rock with Canada a little bit, but this is a global sport. a big stage, the best talent in the world. When you say world champion, legitimately, that's what it means, right? Like the best in the world. You know what I mean? So that's what it's supposed to be. I don't think it's going to be geared towards the American market, but from what I see Dana White saying, they've acknowledged how important the American market is in this becoming successful.
Mm-hmm. G tatted up nephew in the super chat. Much love, family. Appreciate you, nephew. Jay Nadai in the super chat, dropping that Cinco. On the super chat. Salute, Blue and Clay. Salute to you, family. Much love. Salute to my brother $1 Trillion Dream Deuce in the super chat, dropping that Cinco. On the super chat. Yo, Ashe Lamu, Asa Lamu Alaikum, my brother Claymore. Oh, Assalamu alaikum. Bro, I'm reading it in pieces, Clay.
Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum. My brother Claymore Rain. I knew I liked you from I liked you, fam. You got that Islamic peaceful vibe. Happy Ramadan, Blue. Check out my Menza. Check out Mike Menza. I check out Mike Menza all the time, bro. I check out Mike Menza all the time. Yeah, I watch his philosophies. I pick and choose what works for me. You know what I'm saying? What bodybuilding tips I like to use. You know what I'm saying? And I apply it to me for 2 weeks, see my results. If it works, it works. Some movements is awkward for everybody's structure is different.
Yeah, I see. Keon said Clay Ryo definitely don't need a rematch the way he got whooped. No, it's not that he needs a rematch. I'm not talking about hindsight says that, right? I'm talking about in the negotiations in the beginning, in the negotiations of a champion like Raul Venezuela, who you know, I mean, who did something very difficult, you know, fighting against Isaac Cruz, and who had a rematch clause activated. But you guys, it just looks shady. You know what I'm saying? That he ends up in the ring with a Gary Antoine Russell with no rematch clause. I mean, even Robert Garcia spoke on it. The fact that he's a champion, how does a champion not get a rematch clause? Not that he deserves a rematch because he did get whooped. It was a 12-round, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Masterclass. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But how did he not have a clause in the contract going into the fight? You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's just nasty work.
Yeah, they didn't do it right. It looked bad.
It's just nasty work. It's just nasty work, bro.
And you saw how he walked out the ring. How Ryo walked out the ring at the end of that fight.
Yeah,
he had to go back to the drawing board. He knew it. And
it was the last fight on his contract,
right?
With them, right? And people have dismissed what he said, right, Clay?
Right.
But this is what Tank said about Mayweather and them, right? That they were setting them up.
Right. This is the politics of the sport, the understanding of the politics of the sport. You know, I believe if Raul Venezuela would have been defending his title on a turkey card, he wouldn't have felt the way he felt. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the night, he'd have hit the microphone and been like, yo, that's crazy. I was just having an off night. Shout out to Gary. He put on the performance. You know what I'm saying? He deserves all the accolades. You know what I mean? I'm definitely going to activate that rematch clause. I think I could be way better than I was, blah, 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 blah. He wouldn't have felt so deflated.
He felt duped.
Yeah, he felt deflated. He felt like all the air got taken out of his sails, and he felt like he got caught up in the politics of boxing, and he's trying to keep it to his chest. But I believe Ryo's going to ultimately end up speaking on this a little bit. You know, Robert Garcia already has spoken on it, but the way they moved with him was from the outside looking in. I saw the play early in that fight getting made early. I'm talking about when Blue put out that the fight was going to be getting done and it wasn't even announced yet. I said, there's a play there. Gary Antoine Russell is a fight. Why would I go from Isaac Cruz, you know what I'm saying, and go into a fight with Gary Antoine Russell, who I don't have to fight? Gary Antoine Russell is the kind of fighter you fight because you have to. Let's just keep it real, right? You don't fight him. You don't volunteer to fight him, bro. You have to. You have to fight him. He's a mandatory. He's, you know what I'm saying? He's like Jerron Boots Ennis. You don't just, hey, you know what? I want Jerron next. Nah, you're not going to see people doing that. He's going to have to get that title. You're going to have to push for unifications. He's going to get a lot of pushback. You're going to have to pay a lot of money to get people to fight him. You know what I'm saying? He's a high risk, not enough, and the reward's going to have to match the risk. Gary Antoine Russell brings those same intangibles to the space. So why would Ryo jump into a fight with Gary Antoine Russell voluntarily? No. It didn't shock me at all when Robert Garcia came out and said what he said. I'm like, there it is. I've been saying it from day one. I said it was diabolical. People, you know what people were saying to me, Blue? That's messed up. You sleeping on Ryo. You acting like Ryo can't beat. Y'all missing the point. It's not that.
Oh, that's what they said. They said that. No, remember, dude said that we was being racist.
Right. Y'all don't think Ryo could do it just because he ain't black or something. It's like, what are y'all talking about? But Ryo could definitely win the fight. He's a boxer and he a puncher. He got a puncher's chance. But this fight doesn't make sense from the opticals. It doesn't make sense, man, for this fight to get put together on the back end of the fight he had with Isak. And the fact that Gary came off of a loss. Shout out to Gary Antoine Russell. I think he's about to take over 140 pounds. And I also think that he's going to be a legitimate one of the next faces of the PBC, right next to David Benavidez and Tank. We'll see what Tank does. I think if they push Gary the right way and they get behind him the right way and they put the right promotion and marketing behind him and the resources behind him, I think he's going to be all that. But at the end of the day, just speaking from Ryo Venezuela's perspective, just speaking as somebody, if let's say I was managing him, or let's say, you know what I mean, I had vested interest in his career, I wouldn't understand why this fight should be the next fight. And even Robert Garcia said it to Ryo, why are you taking this fight, bro? You don't need to do this fight. Why are you taking this fight? And he had to let him know. They told me it's this or nothing. It's this or I don't have nothing else. I'm getting forced in it. And I think it was a vindictive, petty move by the PBC responding to Ryo Venezuela's lack of interest in going down to 135 to fight Tank. And it made Tank have to go with Lamont Roach, and it made them struggle a lot in promoting that fight. And they wanted Ryo Venezuela to be a team player, cut the weight, go down to 135 and fight Tank. And when he didn't want to do it, all of a sudden, things got weird for him. That's what I believe.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I believe, man.
Yeah, no, you right. You're right. It's just shady, Clay.
Yeah. He says Detroit's own said Gary got no personality to be a face or a knockout like Tank. Man, you really just riding this Tank thing a little too hard. But Gary's actually shout out to Keon to put me on that. Gary's a valedictorian of his high school senior class. He's a very intelligent, very articulate dude. He got a swag of his own style. He got his own thing he does, you know what I'm saying, with the braids and, you know, the things that you guys like. Gary has that intangible. He has his own unique presence. He got his city behind him in DC, being just the Russell brand. The Russells got DC. He's got a lot of intangibles.
Hold on, Clay. Detroit owned, bro. You starting to annoy me, brother. You get ready to start to annoy me, bro. I'm trying to give you a pass, bro. I'm trying hard. It just gets annoying, bro. There's so many platforms that you could watch.
I'm leave, y'all.
Yeah, please leave. Please leave, brother. Please.
My bad.
He's talking about that's another wild anti-PBC theory. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's funny though, because
he said it himself. We didn't say it.
Exactly. It was a wild theory when I was talking about it weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? Before it happened. It was like, damn, Clay. You know what I mean? When I was talking about, but now with Robert Garcia saying saying what he said in the interview, it is what it is, bro.
Robert Garcia said it, and now Ryo and his people are saying it. They saying that they was forcing a fight. What theory are you talking about? It was his last fight with them, and he's telling you that he's been fought. You talking about, oh, that's another wild anti-PBC theory. Yeah, unsubscribe and leave, please. Yeah. You dudes is annoying, man. No, I didn't lose a sub. Let me help you. Let me help you on the way out. Let me help you on the way out. Let me show you how much I care about you leaving. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Let me show you how much I care about you leaving. And the worst part about it is you still gonna watch in silence.
Yup.
You still gonna watch. Jeff Hemfield, what's up? You still gonna watch in silence.
100%.
It's just nasty. It just gets annoying. Yeah, that's a wild PBC theory. Like we just making up conspiracy theories. This dude and his team is saying it.
Right. I mean, you could say it's conspiracy as far as me saying the reason behind it, right? That I think that him not making a tank fight happen was part of the nail in the coffin for him. That's me putting things together and seeing it. That's my opinion. It's not facts. You know what I mean? I keep telling you it's what I believe, but I'm sharing it, right? If you feel like there's no legitimacy to it, that's your business. But I do feel that way. I feel like it's too many coincidences. Too many coincidences happen. Tank offered him to fight. He didn't want to come down and wait. He was supposed to fight Isak in the rematch clause. All of a sudden, that fight didn't go through. Isak ended up being on the undercard of David Benavidez and David Morrell fighting against Angel Fierro instead of fighting him. He's not even on the undercard, which I'm sure he was supposed to be on that undercard, but clearly the relationship between the Benavidez family and Rayo Venezuela went sour. Then all of a sudden, he doesn't get an option to be like, all right, Isak's not going to fight you. He's fighting a tune-up in Angel Fierro. Why wouldn't you give Rayo Venezuela a title defense against somebody, you know what I'm saying, to give him a tune-up, to get it ready? Maybe him and Isak could fight later. No, the reason is because Rayo's getting ready to end his contract. They've already got word through the grapevine that Rayo's not renewing his contract with the PBC, which I told you guys as well. I think he's probably going to end up with Golden Boy or Matchroom, you know, somebody who Robert Garcia has a relationship with. And they were like, we're not going to let him leave with the belt. We're going to put him in a match and give ourselves a good chance of keeping that belt over here at the PBC. And that's what happened, I believe.
Yep. Salute to Philly DJ Tay Q, brother. Appreciate you. He said, hey, Blue Blood, you do a good job with these fights. I love watching you, bro. Keep up the good work. I appreciate you, brother. Much love. And with that, Clay, let's get on out of here. My great brother Clay is sick. Do me a favor, people. If you have not, take a moment and subscribe to my brother Claymore Rain. The link to his channel is pinned right there up in the chat. I apologize, Clay. I didn't get to that earlier. The link to his channel is pinned up right there in the chat. Click the link and subscribe to my brother Claymore Rain channel. The link to his channel is pinned up in the chat. Click the link and subscribe to my brother Claymore channel, man. Let's get him up to the same amount of subscribers I have or more. Let's do that. Let's do that ASAP, people. Let's make history, man. Let's show our support. Let's show what we could do. Let's show our power, man. You know what I'm saying? For real boxing. We talk real boxing. You know what I'm saying? And here, we don't mind standing corrected if incorrect. That's the thing. We ain't name calling and talking about people. We don't mind standing corrected if we incorrect. We just having fun with the sport that we love.
Yeah. I'm just trying to give some real perspective. Just trying to share some real perspective. You could agree with it, disagree with it. It's all good. You know what I mean?
Right.
But all that personal stuff just gets in the way of you know, just to say this, I've never seen none of these toxic channels. As long as you guys been around doing what you're doing, your favorite promotional companies have been going this way. Right? They've been going this way. You guys aren't building boxing. I think the data shows you're not building boxing. They don't take you seriously. You've lost all your credibility. Nobody's listening to you guys, looking for any real perspective on boxing. It's just a certain community that you know, patrons your space, but you're not talking about boxing. If you want to be honest about it and you're looking, be honest. If you're talking about the same fighter every single live, and we know that there's well over, how many fighters do you think there are in professional boxing? Blue, like what, about 2,000 or maybe less?
About 2,000, I would say, because there's so many that you just don't know. You know what I'm saying? We always, there's always somebody, right? Like we'll be like, who is this dude? Where'd he come from, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Valiant Pride fights are 2,000 to 3,000. Right.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of fighters to talk about. I personally would love to talk about boxing a lot more than talk about the nonsense. I would love to break down ranking systems. I'd love to talk about 126 and what Shushu's about to do in his next fight, and he's gonna be pushing it to hopefully fight Stephen Fulton next. I'd love to talk about Monster Inoue, and hopefully he'll be at 126 by the end of the year or the beginning of next year. I'd love to talk about 154 and Xander Zayas and all these up and coming fighters. Abdullah Mason has a fight coming up with Giovanni Cabrera, a fight that I kind of called, you know, I mean, low key, a fight that I thought would be a smart fight for him. A lot of boxing, but we don't. We get caught up talking about the same thing all the time. So you have to ask yourself, Are we bigging up boxing or are we bigging up a fighter? Because we don't big up boxing, bigging up a fighter. We only big up boxing talking about boxing. So if you're not talking about boxing on a broader scale, talking about up and coming talent, if you're not showing interest in that, because that's what it means, right? That you're not interested in that. So how much can you tell me you're interested in boxing? You're not. You're interested in the fighter. And on top of that, I'll land my plane here to say that telling me that I'm gonna keep that to myself. I'm gonna keep that to my chest. But I'm just gonna say that at the end of the day, you're not pushing the sport up. You're pushing your bank accounts up. And by the way, a couple of $100, $1,000, $2,000. Like, it's really not that serious. Like, I don't see none of you guys out here really spinning the block, you know what I mean, stopping your day jobs like, let's say, Blue is or other people are doing, you know what I'm saying? So it's not even about that, right? Just for the little bit of like little $500 to $1,000 AdSense check at the end of the month, you're sitting out here selling the sport out and making the sport all about one fighter. So welcome to boxing, you know what I'm saying, in America. And what it's made is room for somebody like Turkey Al-Sheikh to come in and stake his claim in the game, because boxing's for sale, and it's always been for sale. It's always been for sale. It's always about the biggest prize on the table. But you guys got caught up in your arrogance to believe that somebody from another country couldn't come and do what Turkey did. You thought that there was a monopoly on the game, and you didn't see no vested interest in pushing back at bad promotion, bad marketing, bad matchmaking. You didn't push back at it. You just drank the Kool-Aid. You just drank the Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man.
All facts. And with that, man, we out of here. Appreciate y'all coming through, starting up, holding us down, and showing us love. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon, and get all the new notifications. Follow us on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all in one word. So what we got for y'all. We gone. Peace.